All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, Carlos. I'm good. I just got back from. It's funny. We got very isolated showers here. I went to play tennis. Literally, as I was walking off the court, it started to rain very heavily, and so I got very wet on the way home. But by the time I got home, the ground was dry. It never even rained here. So, anyway.
Interesting. You had like one of those one small clouds just kind of wetting the path you were running in. So, I've seen that happen. It's pretty weird.
I don't bike that fast, and it's only like a 15-minute bike ride from the courts. So, yeah, it's quite isolated. Anyways, here we are on this overcast day, hoping that it's sunny in the markets, though. We had a little bit better trading day yesterday, I felt. At least there were some more opportunities than we've had previously. That being said, there was some weird stuff that happened. I don't know if you guys were around midday when we got these maybe three times. We got these sudden drops in the market where it's like, trundling along its way, and then suddenly it just like fell off a cliff and then recovered. But it was very strange. It happened, mid morning there. You can, well, it's harder to see in a 5-minute chart because it was so fast. But I guess you can still see those big red candles.
Yeah.
It was, you could see it just sort of like, it was happily moving along its way, and then some 1045 was the first one, and it was like it felt like an earthquake tremor, right? So there's even one earlier than that, Carlos. Yeah, you see, you get the little one, and that was like the pre-tremor, and then you get the big one, and then you get the aftershocks, and then the market slowly recovered for the rest of the day. It was just it was odd. Apparently, it was all based on the rumor coming out that President Trump is looking for ways to fire Powell, that was getting the market a little antsy. As we've seen, I don't know how many times, right? The market doesn't like uncertainty, and this is not a statement of belief or denial of what Trump is looking to do. It's just a statement of uncertainty, right? What does it mean? What's going to happen? What does it mean for equities? And then the things go a little wonky. You notice that it didn't last long though, right? Recovered by the end of the day. So, but did ruin that lovely uptrend we were having in a couple of things a little bit earlier. So,
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, but this market is just so resilient, man. It just keeps finding a way to go higher and higher. So we'll see. We'll see. They recovered yesterday, as Peter mentioned. You can see the daily here. Again, after those drops, it did recover, kind of close, flat, pretty much. We'll see what today brings. Friends, before we get into all of that, we do have some data. Let's go over that, our U.S. economic calendar. Then we'll look at our gappers list and see what's happening today.
Oh, yeah. I even forgot about that myself. So we did. We had the jobless claims, both initial and continuing, came out. Both were pretty much on target. You can see those are the relative numbers there. Not, it's within a margin of error, in my opinion, especially on the continuing jobless claims. And that even shows, hey, look, the economy is surprisingly resilient considering the uncertainty that we started with the tariffs at the beginning of the year. I mean, obviously they're still in play, but it feels like everybody's like, you know what, we just got to get on with things. And as much as things were really being affected in the first couple of months, now everybody's like, all right, well, what'll happen will happen. It feels like from a business perspective. Same thing on, like, we've got core retail sales. We've got export price index, the import price index that came out. All of them those are percentages, and they're all sort of within, I would argue, a margin of error. The export price index was the one that was a little bit of a surprise. I expected to come out flat, came out at 0.5% increase. But again, not you're not going to see the market really care too much. Later this afternoon, we do have a couple of other things happening with the business inventories and the Atlanta Fed at 10 and 1 respectively. And then a whole bunch of Fed speakers that I don't even bother to list them anymore because they seems like they're out talking every day. Cook is talking, and Kugler, and who else is out there? I saw Waller is speaking. Anyways, they're all talking today. Um, Carlos, bottom line, none of that is going to have much of a market impact. I don't think it's all about the messages out of the White House and its view on economic statements, and of course earnings, which we have started. We started with some
Yeah.
banks yesterday. We had Johnson and Johnson. Today we've got a couple of other items to talk about. So we'll see if they pop up on the gappers list. If not, I'll let you know about the highlights of the ones I'm watching.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. Looking forward to a great day today. Let's take a look at our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. And if you look at here, we got a couple of things in the green and some unfamiliar names. So we'll have to dive into these and see what's going on. A couple of low floats here on actually a few low floats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 1.8 billion, so a little bit higher. Pepsi and CSC, those are definitely earnings. We never see these stocks here. So I would be shocked if it's something else but earnings. But Peter will let us know in a second. Yeah, so a couple of low flow stocks, and then on the other side, we got some tickers as well. MP, oh man. So MP yesterday, Peter. I've told you guys, let's not tell Peter we traded MP. And Peter sends me a message right around 10:36. Don't think I didn't see you trading MP, buddy. I was like, shoot, caught red-handed. But yeah, busted. He was watching. He was watching. But yeah, let's get into this gappers list and see what we got going on for today. So let's start with the first one here, leading the way, VLCN. VLCN is a low flow of almost under a million shares traded. Under a million shares float. 173% up this morning, 6.2 million shares traded. Peter, we're rocking today, obviously, as low as $9.87 today, up as high as 32. So this thing it's got some juice to it for sure.
Yeah. And I don't see any news on it. About a month ago, they had a reverse stock split. They had a 1-for-8 reverse stock split. But that's really the last news. I don't. I'm seeing what here. There's like a squeezing out shorts. What is the short volume? This is a 500,000 shares, of which it only shows about 5% short float. I don't know. The only news I see is that a couple people are speculating that this is a short squeeze, but that doesn't quite feel right unless the short volume is way off. Because at 5% of inventory, it's hard to squeeze 171%. There's just not enough people trying to get out.
I don't know stock
yeah, I
like
don't know.
this.
I really do not know why this is popping up.
Yeah. Yep. I don't like it, guys. It's in play, but these, news of reverse splits in the past, they don't do well, man. This thing is gonna end up crashing down. They always do, especially if they don't have a positive catalyst. Look at it here. I won't be surprised if this day here was the exact same thing. Maybe some kind of reverse split, and this is why you probably see the price go crazy. So this price here is not that the stock was ever worth $2,000, right? It's just that with all the multiple reverse splits that they have had, it kind of messes up the chart, especially as you go more back. So that's what I've researched on when you see stocks with a price like this that don't make any sense, right? Not like an Amazon or something like that. But yeah, it's careful. Be extra careful. Every time you hear reverse split and something, or it just run. All right, let's take a look here. XXI. Okay. Well, that makes perfect sense. 22nd Century Group is up 70%, almost 10 million shares traded, Peter. We've seen this ticker before. I remember the name. I don't think we ever traded it, but it is in a play today. What's the latest and great?
All right. So this is a tobacco producer, 22nd Century. Interesting name for a tobacco producer. We have seen these guys before. It sounds vaguely familiar. Certainly don't believe I've ever traded it. But it looks like they are confirmed viability. So All right, so I guess they've got some new products that they're going to launch that would comply to the FDA's proposed reduced nicotine mandate. So I didn't realize the FDA had one, but okay. But they do have a reduced nicotine content cigarette that they are about to launch, which would put them, on the right side of the FDA's proposed tobacco product nicotine yield guidelines.
Awesome. That sounds positive. We'll see how that plays out. I don't like it at all, so it won't be on my list,
Yeah,
friends. There's so many
don't
other
like
things that we're going to look at today. So let's see. SRPT, I remember the ticker name, Sarepta Therapeutics. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But we've seen them plenty of times. I might have traded them once in the past, while back. I don't know, I have recently. But today they're gapping up 28%, 1.3 million shares traded. They are not a low flow. They're sitting at 93 million shares flow. So pretty decent sized float. Peter, today they're making some noise. What's driving them?
Yeah, we have seen these guys, Sarepta Therapeutics, a surprising amount of time, right? They keep coming up on the list and down off the list. They they issued some warnings, and the market is actually seeing it very positive. They actually said that they're going to lay off about 500 employees, and that they're going to add one of those big black box warnings, like you sort of see on cigarette packs, to their controversial gene therapy Elevetis. Elevetis? I haven't heard it, but of course I'm not taking gene therapy, so, well, not of course, but I am not. So I'm not familiar with it. But apparently that's good news. A couple of the articles are saying this is why, this is good news, but I don't have access to those articles. So that 500 employees, by the way, is about 36% of its workforce. So that tells me that currently they only have about 1,500 people. They're going to go down to about 1,000 people. But this, restructuring that it's going to force apparently is good news for the company, and that's why it's gapping higher. Probably, there's got to be a kick in the gonads if you're an employee getting laid off and the stock price goes up as a result, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
got to be the worst. It was causing the stock to do bad. Yes, that's not
yeah.
making anybody feel good. Um, it's here. If you like it, add it to your list. I mean, so far nothing I like that will not be on my list, friends. So let's go continue. Let's go down our trading terminals gappers list. Looking forward to what else we can come off this list. BGLC. I feel like we've seen this ticker before. BGLC. Let's type it in the right place.
Oh, this doesn't look familiar.
BGLC.
This, I feel
Yeah.
like I've read Carlos books about this type of company. And usually it's like it's a Grissom book or one of those because this is it's called BioNexus Gene Lab Corp, and they're based out of Malaysia. Isn't this where they do like the, testing that you're not allowed to do in Europe or North America? That then they put it in some jungle somewhere and something inevitably goes wrong and you end up with the
You either
game
read a
Quake
book or you
or
definitely saw a
Half-Life.
movie on it. You definitely saw a
Yeah,
movie or there's some kind of game, with
yeah.
this story. No question.
It's one of those. Anyways, all right. Well, they are, and about 2 months ago, they were actually not in compliance with the continued listing guidelines of the market. They did regain guidance, a little while back. So, and also a sign of, maybe problems there. But why is it jumping today? No idea. I don't see any news. I'm not surprised though. This is another super low float with only 1 million shares out there. Whatever they do, I hope they have appropriate guardrails in place and security protocol because again, read too many books.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's the next one up on deck, friends. BTSC, BTSC. This is up 15%, friends. We talked
Yes.
about this yesterday. BTCS, excuse me, BTCS. The boy band is a different, well, close without the S, right?
That's right.
The boy band, yeah. So we spoke about this yesterday. It looks like it's continuing, friends. We have another gap up today, 15%, 3.5 million shares traded. How did it trade yesterday? I definitely was not watching it, but let's take a look how it actually traded. And again, yesterday was not an easy day for many stocks, even the ones that do trade well. It was not an easy day. So we won't bang them up too much here. But here you can see, again, just not all that clean, really, besides this drop here and the pop
No.
back up. Everything else looks very choppy. So I expect the same kind of trade today, Peter. It's not going to be on my list. I'm sure it's not going to be on yours either.
No, and yeah, I mean, it's just to remind everybody of the news. This one is being added to the Russell Micro Cap Index. So, well, that's good news for them, and it causes these type of pre-market jumps. Usually, as people reset some of their inventories, right, and add it into their ETFs and their tracking funds, it doesn't usually translate to good intraday trading.
Yep. So we'll leave it alone. Next on the list, friends, we'll do a couple of more. Then we'll hop around a little bit. SBET. SBT. This thing was I had it on my list yesterday. Actually, it moved pretty well. It actually did move pretty well. If you saw the 5 minute, Peter, I'm not sure if you were watching on your end. With Peter was trading live with the P Capital Group yesterday. Hopefully those
I
guys did
wasn't.
well too. But SBET actually did very well, especially after 11. Really got going here. Had a really nice day. So pre-market action again, another beautiful pre-market action. They tend to put in this great clean pre-market action with tons of volume. These guys have 8.2 million shares traded, so looks great. It's definitely in play. I'm not sure if it's going to have the same type of day, but worth watching again. I'll have it on my secondary again for sure.
Yeah, and this one doesn't seem to need news to move. If you remember, they are. This is um, sorry, a gaming. Well, I guess they're sort of a gaming, SharpLink Gaming, but we keep talking about them because of the fact that they are building this. They're going to become sort of a treasury for a cryptocurrency, and we've seen so many companies do this. Yesterday, the news was not even about them, right? It was about Bitmine and the fact that Peter Thiel, the billionaire, was taking a big stake in it and seemed to float the entire market. SBET traded remarkably well yesterday. You're absolutely right, Carlos. And no, I wasn't watching it. Feel like I should have been. So who knows? I mean, it could very well move. It's been getting good volume. And look, its average volume is now up to about 8 million shares, which is, pretty good. I mean, it's not super awesome like the high, volume stuff that we typically watch, but it's getting there. And if it can hold this, because if you look at the volume over the last month, it's been increasing from an average of about the $7 or $8 million, 8 million shares a day, up to 25 to 30 million shares, I would say, on average, if you do use a shorter time frame. Like yesterday, it traded 80 million shares. So the volume is there, and if it keeps that up, then yeah, it's sort of a good continuous in play type of stock.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm gonna have it here on my secondary. I think it traded very well yesterday, so I'll put it on my secondary list. And that's the first one that makes our list this morning, friends. So here it is so far. SBET on the secondary list at the moment. Let's continue on our trading terminal gappers list. Peter, let's stop here. I know some earnings. Let's get to some earnings because this list does include some of those. The rest, I think we've seen BMNR. I think we've seen some PGY. I think we've seen some of this in the past. They don't trade very well, so I don't want to waste too much time on them. Let's go to you on earnings and anything else off this list that you wanna cover.
Well, the first one that I see right at the bottom of your list is Pepsi, PEP. And I first let me give you because I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Everybody, everybody that I'm gonna talk about beat their numbers. They had increased revenue and increased bottom line, which is interesting. I mean, especially being if you think about a quarter ago, that was not the story that a lot of companies were talking, right? And now we haven't seen a lot of the sort of the product companies announce yet, and they could be more impacted with the uncertainty, people holding back orders. But the services companies and things like Pepsi, that I guess you get stressed, you need a Pepsi and a cigarette. So that's why we've got these guys in tobacco maybe that are on the list today. But anyways, Pepsi beat their numbers. Yeah, like back in March and April, I'm looking here, and they had a whole bunch of downgrades from various analysts, and clearly that is not really the way things planned out, have they been? So even their stock has been, while it was down back, March, April, it dropped after the negativity hit. It's been going up in the last month. So Pepsi is not a great trading stock. And the volumes have been very low on its trading volume, but good business news. Other than Pepsi, there's a couple others. One that's more interesting to us is Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. And they also beat their numbers, right? Had good top and bottom line figures. Looks like the quarter was quite positive to them. There was a concern as to how well they were going to do, but it looks like it doesn't matter. Their profit was up something like 60%. With the increase in AI, people need chips, and they are a major producer for so many different. Like they're sort of a foundry operation for all sorts of chip manufacturers, including Nvidia and AMD and ASML that we were watching yesterday, and a bunch of others. So yeah, they are doing quite well. This, unfortunately, TSM almost never trades well. If you look at the daily, you'd be like, oh my God, look, I missed. Because I mean, from April till now, the stock price has practically doubled. And but the intraday trading volume does not reflect that. A lot of it is overnight gaps. The actual day trading, you can see like the candles are usually pretty small, and the trading is not all that exciting. But it's in the semiconductor sector, so hopefully it'll actually give a little bit of a boost, and good news for the rest of the semis that, of course, we regularly watch. Another one that had earnings today was GE. Now, if for those guys that are following, everybody that's following GE, the company GE is now just GE Aerospace, right? Because they split it up a while back. So like the GE Healthcare is GEHC, and they did not have earnings, or at least I didn't see them on my earnings sheet. But GE, the aerospace company, did release earnings, and like I said, beat their numbers. And that's not really a surprise to me. Aerospace sector has been fairly strong. And they actually raised their guidance. Their full year outlook was raised as well. Another poor trader, though, unfortunately. All right, last couple that I wanted to get out here. USB, which is US Bank Corp, doesn't typically trade a lot of volume, but it's sort of one of the last of the banks, larger banks, I would say, that we could follow. The banks, I did watch them yesterday, was seeing if I could get a trade. I didn't really like the price action. I'm certainly not going to like it on USB, would be my anticipation. So, anyways, USB beat their numbers. No surprise there. And last but not least, NVS, Novartis. Novartis has been sort of indirectly and directly in the news over the last little while with all sorts of different earnings and business type reports. They had a good quarter and raised their guidance. So once again, another one that's not trading with a lot of volume here pre-market. They are actually gapping down a little bit now, but anyways, just thought I'd round out the earnings. So those are all the ones I was watching for earnings, Carlos.
Yeah, it's quite a few. And again, you can always check this out at tradingterminal.com. You can see the earnings here and what else is coming up. And tons of other fun
and
stuff.
There's more, yeah.
Yep. So, all right, let's take a look. Gap down list now, right? So off the gap up list again, it didn't take a whole lot. Did you see Joby yesterday, Peter? Joby actually did some pretty awesome trading. This thing was up. Let's see here. It was up pretty big. I don't forget the percentage. It was like 30% or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was up nice.
I sort of talk about it because it interests me for amusement purposes, but I don't actually watch it to trade because it doesn't normally do anything. But you're absolutely correct. Yesterday, it had a great move, and I was unprepared. So.
Yeah, and another one that was pretty nice was also Rigetti Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is the one that had the 30%. I'm confusing both of them, but this was on our list. I didn't find anything on it. But yeah, this had a big, powerful move. I mean, just look at this daily here. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so we'll see what the quantums do today. Might be in play for second day. It's down 2.4. And actually, it is on our gappers list. Let's look at that right now. We'll start with Rigetti since we have it up already. It is on our gappers list here this morning. It is down 4.2, as I mentioned, 3.2 million shares traded as well. So, yeah, I like it. We'll be on my list again today. Quantums woke up a little bit yesterday with Rigetti leading the way. Andrew did take a trade on this one. Unfortunately, he got out before the big move. Let's see if today we're gonna have better luck on it. So I am gonna add RGTI to my list. I will put it on the main list because this thing can trade very well. So RGT, if I could type RGTI, here we go. So I'll add it to the list and let's see how it does. All right. Anything else, Peter, on this one other than what we discussed yesterday?
No, there wasn't really much news pushing this. So yeah, I mean, it was a good move. Who knows what it's going to do today? So, and now I'm tempted just to watch it just in case. I don't want to miss out
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I want to put it on here. We can always move it down to secondary, but yeah, this is a big move. Like, and even today, Peter, if we have like some kind of profit taking, we might see some sell off here, also heading toward the bottom. So I think it's worth watching. We'll see how it plays out. Let's continue here with our gappers. Let's YHC actually is next, and another one with a big day yesterday as well. LQR House. I don't think we ever seen this ticker before, Peter. Usually at a lower price. It has not been. Oh, look at the mess. But going back to March last year, I'm not sure if any reverse splits here, but from 90, one day was at 90 almost down to 15. This smells like trouble. 1 million shares on the float. I probably want nothing to do with this here.
I like it. So this is a winery, a distillery, and the name of the company is LQR House, Liquor House. Liquor House Inc. Um, and okay, so this is a winery and a distillery with a cool name, Liquor House. I don't know why their ticker is YHC. It doesn't seem to match with their company whatsoever. But anyways, unless I'm missing the joke. But Carlos, guess what they're doing?
Oh boy. It's either two things. They're opening up a data center, or in their case, they sound more like they're buying some crypto. Or
Well,
opening.
what an excellent guess. They are looking to invest in a Bitcoin treasury strategy with plans to enter a mining infrastructure for long-term yield generation. So they've got a
There you go.
cryptocurrency treasury strategy that basically, like so many before them, they are, yeah.
Are these all going to work out? I mean, is this idea so big
I
that
don't know,
it's all
but
going to work out?
wait, so I have no idea. Like again, it feels like a Ponzi scheme. But here's the interesting thing in their announcement, right? So let me just read you an excerpt from their announcement. LQR House Liquor House's broader cryptocurrency treasury strategy, previously approved by its board of directors, uh, is includes gaining direct exposure to Bitcoin. The company has already secured a Coinbase Prime account for institutional grade custody and treasury management, which is now in place and ready to support future Bitcoin activity. So, whether this works or not, who's the winner? Right? In my mind,
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is the one to watch,
That's
right?
right.
Or sorry, Coinbase.
Or coin. Yeah,
Coinbase,
coin. Any of
right?
these
Because I mean, they're
transactions. Yeah.
running this strategy through their Coinbase Prime account for institutional grade services. So, again, like we keep saying, they're sort of the bank in this one, right? Because they're the one providing the transaction management and a lot of the backbone services. So Coinbase is not as directly related to the success or failure of these companies, but they're making their clicks every time
Mm-hmm.
one of these companies decides to do this stuff, win or lose. So I
Yeah.
like Coinbase long term, and I like their strategy, and certainly you can see it reflected in their price. I mean, they have gone up what 250%
Yeah.
or something like that over the last little while. So,
Yeah.
Carlos, we should have bought in April at 150 bucks. It's now sitting at 400. Would have been
We're,
happy.
we're, we're, we're not doing good here, man, when it comes to long term stuff. You're right. Look at this. Look at this. 140. Oh,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. But yeah, they're definitely the winner, and this is why companies like this are doing so well, because every news we get is someone spending a couple of millions in crypto, right? Investing a couple of millions
Yeah.
in crypto, this and that, and this, So partnering with this person to do crypto. It's all crypto, crypto, crypto. So did I put it on the title today? I think I put it on the title today. It better be on the title today. Let me see. Crypto, Bitcoin bounces. Yes, it is in the title.
Why?
Because
And maybe this is me being cynical, but let's do it. I'll give you an old man rant. I got a feel for
ooh,
so many of these
let's go
companies,
for it.
like these guys. They're a distiller, right? So this guy had this dream. He wanted to run a winery, or maybe he and his wife said, "This is what we want to do." So they started this liquor house company, and it was doing well. But then they get the big competition, and they're getting hammered by the big boys, and they realize they can't compete. Their teenage son, who's living in the basement,
Oh
is like, "Dad,
no!
Dad, 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 I know how to save it.
Look
I
at this.
I got this." You know what we need to do?
Look what I did with my $10,000. It's now at
Yeah, yeah,
20.
yeah. We need to get into crypto. That's what we're gonna do.
Uh,
Anyways.
you know what? I think it's still early enough. Once they say once the shoe person starts telling you, advice about what stocks to buy, that's when you got to sell. I don't know if we're there
Well,
yet, or are we?
well, Reb Free is saying great movie plot. Now that I think about it, it's sort of similar. If anybody's watched, I love the Jason Statham movies because it's like the same movie over and over again. He's just a slightly different character, but he's a retired former, you know, highly trained, military person who, trying to just mind his own business. Something bad happens, kill everybody. All right, so there you go. There's the plot to every Jason Statham movie that's come out in the last 5 years. But if you've seen The Beekeeper, that is more or less the strategy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
not to ruin it, but the beekeeper, right? The son takes over the family corporation, or at least embeds his services by repurposing their AI software to steal everybody's money. Helps get his mother elected president, and the beekeeper has to step in and set things right. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm just saying, like that there's a certain plot there. They revolve around a theme, anyways. All the movies, but
Oh
I have
yeah,
to
yeah,
admit, I watch them all. Right? Like I'm not saying anything bad about them. I've seen them
yeah.
all, except for
He's
the
a
new one. Right?
very likable character too. He's a very likable character. So yeah,
He's the same guy in every one, right? Little
yeah, and it
stoic.
works.
Yeah, kick some ass. Ever since I think when he did the Transporter, which was sort of the first of the entire genre, I think they said, "I think we found a model." What's why can't I remember
Fast
his name?
Five, Fast and Furious, Tom
No,
Cruise,
no, I'm thinking of
Jason Bourne.
no,
I'll keep going. I'll
old
keep going.
guy,
Let me know.
Liam. Yeah, Liam
Clint
Neeson.
Eastwood.
Thank
Okay.
you. Liam Neeson, when he did the very first movie, Taken, which was an awesome movie, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen Taken, you need to see it. But he went on to do, without exaggeration, there is more than a dozen movies that are the exact same plot. He is either a snowplow driver, or he's a rancher in Texas, or he's I don't know what he is. He's a retired hitman, or he's like it's the same plot. Hey, if it
Yeah.
works, man, people keep buying tickets to it or whatever. So
If it works,
yeah.
it works. I mean,
Anyway,
have you tried to see what's his name? Chris what's his not Chris, the other guy comedian. Well, any comedian in a serious movie,
Chris
it just
Rock,
doesn't work. Is it Chris Rock? No, the short guy, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Oh
Have
yeah.
you tried to see him in a serious movie? It just doesn't work. Like I'm waiting for him to crack a joke, and it's like, come on, man, you're being too serious. Make me laugh. But
Anyway.
yeah, some people get stuck in their roles. All right, friends, let's get stuck back in our roles here and look at tradingterminal.com, and we're gonna see what else is next. The beautiful MP, Peter. So MP yesterday
Good
did actually
MP.
have some movement today. They're gapping down again, 5.8. I did try to short this yesterday, but man, it was a tough one. I got out exactly at break even. Eventually, this ended up selling off. But today they're down 5.8, 2.7 million shares traded. This stock, it's hard to trade. The price action is very difficult to trade. Like you can have the right idea of where it's going to go, and it'll give you a tough time, and then it'll go to where you want it to go, where you thought it was going to go. So
Right.
it's a pretty tough one. But it's in play here today, Peter. You're going to have it on your list?
No,
That's a
definitely
quick
not.
no.
I've decided not. And it's a I just noticed it trades on the New York Stock Exchange too,
Yeah, I
which
did not notice that
see, we weren't
before.
paying
Maybe
attention enough.
yeah,
That's another
we
reason we
yeah.
should have been
If you're new and you're
skeptical.
wondering why we're saying that, it's because sometimes New York Stock Exchange tickers tend to have a different price action than the Nasdaq tickers, right?
Yeah.
Not always. There are some Nasdaq, the NYSE stocks that trade like they belong in the Nasdaq. They trade very well, but for the most part, their price action, their volume is slightly different than you see on Nasdaq, right? So just got to be careful. All right, friends. So we'll skip on that one again. Very difficult to trade. You see me trade it a couple of times already. Has not worked out. I'm not going to try it a third time. Here's ABT, which is down pretty nice this morning, 5.8. I'm sorry, 5.1, 337,000 shares traded. Peter, we seasoned a couple of times. Fail, face one, two, or three, or earnings. Which one is it today?
Sorry, I'm I'm watching the conversation all about Liam Neeson movies in the chat room. It was very entertaining to me. Um,
I
anyways,
got
all
I
right.
got these set of skills. That's what I remember.
Yeah, he's
It's
got a
great.
very particular set of skills that he can
Yeah.
apply to many industries. And it's funny because if you ever see any of the clips of the movies, not to go back to this too much, but watch it when he runs like an old guy. So trying to believe that he's doing all this crazy action stuff when they actually mistakenly show a running scene. Because if you notice most of the scenes where he's like jumping fences or doing stuff, it's all like cut scenes. So it's you never actually see him do it. It's just sort of I know. Hey, look, he's making money off of it. And if you see an interview with him, he is hilarious because he's like, I can't do any of this stuff. I don't know why I'm an action hero. I'm not an action hero. Like, what is wrong with people? And then he's like, but they keep asking me to do movies. So as long as I get a paycheck, I'm good. So, anyways, I love the guy. I think all power to him. In any event, all right. Sorry, let's talk about stocks. What was your question again?
ABT. What are we dropping today here?
All right, Abbott Laboratories is what we're talking about. They missed on their guidance, so not one of the ones I typically track on earnings, but they did have earnings. They sort of it's one. Abbott was a strange one today because it looks like they beat their numbers, but it's a revised number, so it depends on what number analysts are reporting. They actually previously revised their numbers downward. And so they beat the revised number, but they did not beat the original analyst expectation number. So depending on what numbers you want to look at, they either beat their numbers or they didn't. But bottom line, they also then provided a little bit of a lower guidance than analysts were looking for. And as a result, they're gapping down. I used to try and watch this. It's never traded all that well.
Yeah. Let's take a look here at the next one. I don't like it either. We watched it plenty of times. I don't like the way the price action is. MU is gapping down, Peter. 3.2 this morning. But I see Nvidia is up. You talked about TSM. They're up. So why is MU not enjoying the tech rally that we've been getting here? So down 3.2, 1.4 million shares traded, which has got some pretty nice value. I will put it on my list today as well. What's going on with them? What's not clicking?
Yeah, so they're downgraded because Goldman Sachs downgraded not them, but a company called SK Hynix. Anyways, and that has had a knock-on effect onto Micron. I assume I don't know why. I don't know if they're a wholly owned subsidiary or just Micron is a big investor in them, but I don't know the relationship there. But apparently that downgrade is what's causing MU to move in the opposite direction of most of the semis.
Yeah, so interesting. Again, MU doesn't normally trade all that well, but it's been more active lately. So I will put it at least on the secondary list, and we can always see what's happening there. We did talk about Nvidia a little bit there as far as the gapping up. It will be on my main list. I'm just going to take the time to add it right now. I mean, this stock is just on fire. Actually, let's talk about it now. I mean, because I'm sure someone's going to bring it up. Peter, this thing is on fire, man. Continues to push towards all-time highs, not pulling back a whole lot. And if you look at this daily, I mean, it's just been slow and steady. And a little push once it got to around that 150 mark. You remember we went through a stretch where it just could not get above that 145. You remember
Mhm.
that we had a big struggle, pushed above that, and since then has not really looked back. So looking good this morning. It's going to be on my list, Peter. What other semis besides this one? I know this one will be on your list. What else will be on your list today?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're day three of Nvidia being $170 stock, and last 2 days it didn't go very far, but it's up here in the stratosphere and it's hanging out in the clouds. So, all power to it. AMD is one that that I typically watch. AMD was a funny one yesterday where it didn't really do much for the first half of the day, but the afternoon was great for it. And I have to admit, I'd sort of given up at that point and regretted it because it was just on fire through from about 12:30 or so through the close. This thing went up like $6-7 and did had a great move, but so I think I got to keep an eye on it today just in case it does something similarly interesting. Other than that, we already talked about TSM. It doesn't typically trade all that well, but it did have earnings today, so I'll just keep an eye on it just to see what it does. Probably not to trade, but to give me an idea of whether it's going to hold the early gains that it's got or it's going to give them back on this gap. Um, and that's probably about it from the
Yeah.
semis.
I did the same thing. I added TSM to a secondary list. Again, they don't trade very well, but I think it's a good gauge of what the other semis might be doing. So I have it on my list as well. All right, and I think that kind of covers our gap up list. Circle of Internet is on here. Rigetti, we talked about, is on deck already. Circle of Internet. I know some friends over on YouTube were trading this one yesterday. Hopefully you did well. They get a nice little pop here, as you see here on the daily. Yeah.
You know what is gunning since we started talking about it? Did we do this? Look at Pepsi.
No.
We were talking about
Oh.
Pepsi, and look what it's done over the last 15 minutes or so.
5.1. Yeah.
It's on
Pretty nice.
it's on fire. Is that
Yeah.
us? Did we do that?
Uh, friends in chat, can you tell the difference between, if you were blindfolded, Peter? Can you tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke? Can you tell the
I,
difference or no? I know you're not a big
I don't
Pepsi
drink
drinker,
either
but
one.
let's say you were. Will you be able to tell the difference?
Yeah,
Let's see. I'm getting a lot of
I
yeses.
don't know because I don't drink them.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. No. I mean, maybe I could tell that they're different from each other, but I wouldn't be able to tell you which is which because I just
Yeah.
don't drink them.
So in chat, I'm getting a lot of 100% yeses. Okay. Right. Pepsi's better. I don't know. All right. Let's see, friends. I think we're set. Let's see what Peter. What else do you like this morning that might not be on the list?
Now, if you give me a bunch of scotches to taste, that's something I'm willing to test here. Right? Actually, speaking of which,
okay. You know what?
speaking of which,
We will do this next time we see each other. We will take not a cheap, because you could tell cheap right away, but a medium-sized priced scotch and a very expensive one. We'll have Andrew buy. We'll get him part of the challenge. We'll have Andrew buy. Andrew will sponsor this event, and we'll have you taste to see if you can tell which one is the most premium scotch. I think that's hard to do.
Pay.
Yeah, Andrew said yes. He's in chat. He's in it.
Look, higher price doesn't necessarily mean better taste. But anyways,
That's true.
We'll see.
That's exactly my point.
But anyways, you know what we haven't done though, Carlos? Didn't we make I was supposed to go buy some of those. What are those meat sticks we were talking about? I can't remember what they're called.
Slim Jims.
Slim Jims. I was supposed to go buy a Slim Jim. I never did do that. Anyways, maybe I shouldn't remind anybody. I'm not sure that I'm eager to eat that. Maybe I'll love it.
Yeah.
Either way, I think I'm going to lose.
Let's do it
Either
next
I won't
week.
like it and it'll be bad in the moment, or I will like it and then it's bad for a long time. Because
let's plan that for next week, Monday, so we can laugh all week about it. So I like that idea. All right, let's friends, let's see what you guys like. We kind of went over the stuff we like here. What do you guys like? Go ahead, Peter.
Raf says, ask Megan, she'll send me some. Wouldn't she send me the vegan equivalent, which is just a celery stick, isn't it? Isn't it just a stick of celery? Anyway.
There we go. Someone mentioned SBT. Yeah, I have it, Steve. SBT's on deck. Weeble, you know what? Weeble is not really one of my go-tos, man. So if you like it, definitely have it on deck. I won't be looking at it today. Lucid. Everybody's mentioning Lucid. A couple of people mentioned Lucid very early on. What's going on with it today? Oh, okay, I see what's happening. You guys are seeing the up 44%. Are they alive again? Because these guys died completely, Peter. Like, we used to trade them and watch them a bunch, but they have not been trading great. 141 million shares traded. I mean, I know they're a lower price stock, but that is still a lot of shares.
Yeah,
what's the news?
Trade a lot of volume. Like, their average daily volume is about 130 million shares. So yeah, but it's very, very bark. Like, you can even look at a 5-minute chart yesterday, right? And it is a total barcode, right? So you gotta sort of worry about that. It's not a great trader normally. Now, today they have news. Uber is investing $300 million in Lucid as part of they're saying in a robo-taxi deal, but I guess robo-taxi, are we using that as an industry generic term now? Because I associate robo-taxi with Tesla, but this has nothing to do with Tesla. This is Uber's autonomous taxi service, really is what it is. So, but it's interesting that they're using the term robo taxi more generically. So, in any event, that investment is good for Lucid. And especially being that it's from Uber, which is going to give them support, right? Because it's more than just the money; it's the fact that Uber is, saying basically that they're going to provide a little bit of support behind Lucid's development plans. So exactly what form that's going to take, I don't see. I don't see the details on that, but they really are looking for Lucid in the short term to increase their production so that they can get more cars on the road. So that's the news. That's why it's jumping up here.
Yeah, that's great news. Partnering up with Uber is a good catalyst for them. You know what? I'm inclined to have them on my list. I normally don't like these lower price stocks like this, and Lucid has been horrible. But let's see what happens. Let's see if this brings them back to life.
Yeah, and sorry, I just found some numbers here. So look, Uber says that they are looking to deploy 20,000 or more Lucid vehicles equipped with the Neuro driver technology over the next 6 years. So there you go. So there's some numbers to it. So that's a good number if they're looking to get 20,000 Lucid autonomous vehicles on the road. That helps understand what their production increase could look like because that would add a significant increase to Lucid's production capability if they're to meet those numbers.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so definitely like that. So thank you for mentioning that one, guys. It's definitely in play. The reason it's not showing up on our gappers list is because I have a filter to block out, stocks under, I believe, $5, and also with an ATR of 50 cents. And this has definitely had not, it's nowhere near an ATR of 50 cents for the last 14 days. It's been so bad. All right, friends, we're running a little bit on time here on the clock. We're okay. We'll get everything in time before Andrew and Brian take over the chat here on our members tab and trade well. Here's some of our top fans over on YouTube, very active. Thank you for guys for supporting, but we need your help in a place where the numbers are a lot lower than what we would like, and that is our thumbs up. We're sitting at a low of 146 with about 800 people watching, so we'd love to get that number a little bit higher. We'd love your support there, but thank you for these. I hate the word fans. I don't like that, right? It should be more members, community members, right? But thank you for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, we can't control what that's named. That's YouTube stuff. We're not fans, we're members of this amazing community. So thank you, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. We'd love to get a little bit higher. And again, we would never call you a fan. It feels disrespectful in a way, kind of, right? Fan. Oh, you're a fan. Like you're running behind me clapping or something. Well, what is that? Friends.
Thank
I like
you,
that.
Trading Peasants.
Andrew said friends.
For being
yeah, it's
here
like
with us.
that's what it sounds like we're calling them peasants or something. Oh no, friends, community members, friends. Yeah, that's what I like. Friends is good. It's a good one. All right, friends. Let's get over to our website, bearwithtraders.com. You click on webinars and you can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today's already Thursday. This week is going fast when you're having fun. But here's Thursday. Peter's going to walk you through what's is on the schedule for today.
Indeed, this week does seem to be going fast. And as Carlos points out, here we are on our last major day of the week where we have a lot of webinar activity. Fridays, we usually ease up a little bit, but today it's busy. We'll go chronologically here and start with Avi's live trading session, which happens at 11 a.m. for our members in the webinar room. It's a good session, especially if you're interested in the Avenacci levels, which he has to explain over and over again, but he uses in his trading strategy. Then at noon, Jared's going to be talking options. So that's a good session. And I love it how, and we were having this conversation in the room yesterday afternoon where people are saying, you know what, half the time, I don't really know what Jared is saying. I think it was Paris that brought that up. He said, Jared, you're a brilliant guy. And half the time I don't know what you're saying. So Jared simplified his statements for Paris. And I think he said, when puts are active, stock go boom. It was just, it was,
I like that.
It was killing me. And we're like, got it. All right. Put it in language that he uses. So it was very funny. Anyways, all right. So Jared, great sense of humor, awesome knowledge. So it's well worth attending every Jared session. And then later at 1 o'clock, Lenny is going to be talking trend trading. So hopefully you you will join that. So busy from 11 noon and 1, right through those 3 hours. We're going to have sessions back to back, and then of course we've got the ever popular Thor's mentorship session, trading session that happens at 8 p.m. on Thursdays. So lots of stuff for you to attend if you're an elite member. Hopefully you will join them. Uh, if you want to join us as a member so that you can get in on those sessions or just join the chat room, which, is running live all day in parallel to these sessions, you can do that by joining at bearbulltraders.com. We've got a number of membership options for you. And let me give you a secret. If you're listening right now, right, if you look at our website, we've just got the regular rates. But Andrew said email him directly. And he'll get you, if you want to join with the Elite Annual, he'll sneak you in on that July 4th deal, which is officially over. But send him a note and just say, Peter said so, and you can get that discount. So sign up today and you can get 50% off that price, right? 1 day offer only. I'm telling you today because Andrew mentioned it yesterday. I'm going out on a limb here, but
Nice.
I'm confident Andrew will honor it. So there you go. That's the secret from me to you. Email Andrew, copy me on it if you need to. Andrew at bearbulltraders.com. We'll get you that deal, but you got to do it today. All right, there you
That's
go.
awesome, man.
All right,
That is
Carlos.
awesome.
Let's set some levels here. As you said, running a little behind, but we still got time. Moderators, get your lists in so I can let everybody know what you'll be looking at.
Yeah, my list is very tight right now. Rigetti, Nvidia, and I am going to add Tesla. So just these three for now. I'm not done finishing the list. I need a little more time. So we'll do levels just for these three, and then I'm going to watch what Andrew, Brian, and the rest of the team is watching, and I'll take some stuff that they like this morning. All right, let's take a look. Let's start with Rigetti. Hot yesterday. I hope it continues today. It is down 2.8. We might see a little bit of a sell-off here and some action that we can take part on. 1588 is the low of the pre-market. The high is pretty much slamming into yesterday's high, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. You can see that there, so you're pretty much set. Towards the bottom, in case you do drop any further, I am going to mark down 1528, and then above the 17 that we're seeing here, the 1681, by the way, is going to be another level here, which is 1767. So we'll keep it nice and simple for Rigetti, and I'm going to be very cautious with this one. It can go back to trading horrible the way it does sometimes, so I'm not going to be pushing the limits on that one. If it doesn't give us something great, I'm not going to touch it. Nvidia 173.20 is the high of the pre-market as it continues to hover just below their all-time highs. As far as levels, you have plenty towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close. You do not have to do anything with that. Just leave that alone there. You got plenty of levels so far on that one. Last but not least on my list right now is Tesla, and look at Tesla's daily. This looks very nice. Looks like it's ready to break out again. Sold off here, recovered yesterday, had a great day, and this pre-market has 2 million shares traded. It is up almost 1%, trying to get there. I like it. I like it a lot today. So towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You got plenty of levels there. The only level I don't see marked that I do want to have on here is going to be this 317.78. We got a couple of days slamming into that there, so definitely want to slam a level there. As you guys also, again, slam that thumbs up. Help us get to 400. That is our daily goal. It makes us very happy. 324.65 is the high of Tesla, and then above that, we're looking at 330.01. And then what else? That's the bake level, 330. That's very nice. And then 334.87. So let's see. This day looks very interesting for me on Tesla. So definitely front and center for me. Really like what I'm seeing there today. Peter, what is the rest of the gang watching today?
All right, our moderators are getting their list in, and we got some fun stuff. We're all over the place today with Lenny watching AMD, Micron, Nvidia, Tesla, PLTR, TSM, LI. Interesting. LI. We weren't even talking about those guys. OKLO and Abbott Labs. We've got Avi watching, well, The Spy, like he always watches. Thor is going to be looking at Apple and PLTR. Mike has got NVIDIA, AMD, and Tesla on his list. Brendan is watching AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, Micron, and SBET. Megan's going to be watching UAL. Interesting. Going off script there. And NQBTS. Brian is going to be looking at Tesla, NVIDIA, CRCL, and then the market indices. I've got NVIDIA, Tesla, and PLTR on my list, as well as AMD, Pepsi, and Lucid, since they look interesting. We'll see what happens. Andrew is going to be watching Rigetti, SBET, UAL, Pepsi, Tesla, and NVIDIA. I've got 2 IPOs to let you know about. An interesting one in LAWR. It's a company called Robot Consulting that provides HR solutions. Their major product is Labor Robot, a cloud-based human resource management system. I don't know whether to take this company seriously or not. but they're going to IPO, and they seem to have some humor. I'm not sure why their ticker is lawyer though, LAWR. It's weird. All right, Gary is going to be watching Lucid at Tesla and PLTR. Eamon is short biased, but he doesn't have anything specific. So. All of that is hopefully give you some idea. We got lots of different things to pick from. Of course, you've got Carlos's list at the bottom that he just went through and set some levels on. Whatever you do choose, trade smart, and hopefully you can have a good trading day. So let's get to it. We've got 4.5 minutes to the market open. We're going to get to our live traders in the chat room. Carlos and I will stick with you here on YouTube. And as always, we'll have Thor joining a little bit later. It's still got a busy morning. Lots coming up. Stay tuned.
All right. Yes, indeed. Looking very good. I'm excited this morning. Very excited. Feels like a Friday, but I'm excited. Let's hope for some good trading. All right. As soon as Andrew and Brian hop on, and we will disconnect from chat. I see Brian. There he is. So we'll turn off our chat and we'll switch over to our live trading on YouTube. Take care, friends. All right. So chat is off.
Yeah, switching over my my platform here.
Same here.
My breakfast has been sitting in the microwave for like an hour now.
Peter, go get something to eat, man. Need you to trade well today. You can't trade well if you're hungry. You're not yourself. Right. You're hungry. Grab a Snickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, man. I can hold it for a little bit.
You're not trading. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have
you don't want to trade
challenges. Where we got QBTS, CRC. Let's put RGTI here, and Micron. Since people are watching it, I'm going to put Pepsi. I'm going to put Lucid. I can't see. Lucid's just a $3 stock. I can't see trading it. Oh, look what I happen to have on this chart. MP. Should I leave that there? Is that just?
I'm telling you, MP is a short. You know, my timing is off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to short it and hold it through the night, and see if we get down to 50. Because my timing is right. My idea is right. The timing is off. That's what I mean. So maybe we will swing it instead of day trading it.
Maybe. All right. The microwave is yelling at me. I'll be right back.
Yep. But yeah, friends, don't do that. That is probably a horrible idea. So definitely don't do that. All right. See, our friends in the chat are ready to go. And if you ever wanted to join the chat room, friends, this is what it looks like. And you can see Andrew and Brian trading here. So put them side by side a little bit bigger. And you can see Andrew's live trades. He's preparing now, getting his watch list ready. And yeah, definitely starting to look.
All right, we got 2 minutes to the open.
Yep.
You guys want to see what's for breakfast? Got my wife last night. She made some what she calls egg bakes, some egg whites, some vegetables, some cheese. Huh? Look at that. Does that not look delicious?
Yeah. And does it have mashed potatoes in it?
No, it's all egg whites.
Okay.
It's baked in the oven with some cheese on the top. So you can see some broccoli in there. Got some onions. Yeah. Delicious. There you go. That deserves some likes.
Yeah,
yummy.
Definitely does. All right, friends. Let's see. All right, just getting ready. So I got my 1 minute. I got my list. I'm gonna add POTR to the list as well. So I'm gonna put POTR here. I'm gonna add POTR to my list. PLT. Oh, TR. There we go. So POTR to the list.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Let's see what that does.
My alarm.
Nice. Yeah, POTR is good. All right.
All right. I am feeling short biased as well today. I think Eamon said he was short biased, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm always feeling short biased though, so that's maybe not a good.
That's probably not something not something new or different. So, yep. RGTI, NVIDIA.
All right, there's the bell.
There's the bell. Ding, 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 ding. All right, friends. Let's see what we got here. Um,
I was hoping for a pop up on a couple of things, but getting it so far.
I am looking for, waiting for 3 minutes as usual, friends, in case you are new. I wait for 3 minutes before I take any trades. After 3 minutes at the market open, and Peter's looking for anything that he can get in on short. Usually short at this time, right, Peter? Usually looking for something to pop up and then start to sell off, like a Tesla rising
usually.
devil.
That's my MO typically. Yes.
I saw Andrew watching United today. He had it on his list. Did they report today, Peter? I don't know if they did. I'll check.
No.
So he had United on deck.
What the heck?
Tesla could be a quick short scout, like quickly boom, boom, and done. But I don't trade like that. It's not the way I trade. But this looks like a good short, at least to the low of the day. You got in on that one, Peter? On Tesla?
No, I'm short NVIDIA.
Yeah. NVIDIA, okay.
So
and look at that quick drop. That is
share it on my screen. Nice. Oh! Take some more off. Take some more off. Oh, yep. There we go. Okay, so you can see my entry. I got in just over 172, and we'll take another partial if we get down below previous day close and go red.
Yep.
This could stop me out. I'm gonna move my stop down a couple of pennies here. It's moving fast.
Yeah. Nice trade, man. Tesla, same thing. Again, if this was in my trade book, I like Tesla for a short, and it did just that. Look at the drop here, and almost a previous day close. So almost a $2 move there on Tesla. But I'm gonna stick to my plan here.
Must be the egg bake.
It's making you trade well.
I always put some spice in there. There's a lot of zucchini in it. Delicious.
Awesome, man. All right.
It's a typical story in my house, Carlos. You know, my wife's always eating healthy.
Yeah.
And if I was left to my own, you know, it's like burgers and fries all the time for me. But but she makes me
100% get that. Wow, what a good job, man. This is an excellent trade. Previous day close here. NVIDIA saved the day for us yesterday too. NVIDIA
there we go.
Did
Take
very
another
well.
partial. There we go. Okay. That's feeling good.
Nice.
Am I sharing my screen with you, Carlos? I can't remember.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Got it. Yep, I see it there. Beautiful, man.
Okay.
Great trade. Awesome stuff. One and done on NVIDIA today, Eamon. Good job, man. Good job. Peter's about to be one and done here if this thing keeps going.
Yeah. Beauty. Love it.
Awesome. Man, and it's going. It's continuing here.
Andrew in the chat room, he just said he's gone long Rigetti RGTI, and he just said I've got 5,000 shares of Rigetti, nothing crazy. And I'm thinking,
oh yeah,
5,000 shares, dude.
Yep.
I mean, I know it's only a $16 stock, but still.
That's how he rose, man.
All right.
That's how he rose.
I mean, I only took a couple hundred shares here of Nvidia, so. We're just not we're not in Andrew's trading sphere, are we, Carlos?
No, man, it's like it's so far out, man. So far out.
Oh well, maybe one day we'll be as casual about
Yeah,
trading, a
yeah.
couple $1 million worth of size at a time.
All right, Nvidia continues with the weakness. Just beautiful. See if we can drop any lower here. Nothing for me yet, friends. I don't see anything I like. We'll keep an eye on Tesla. Again, remember what I told you guys yesterday, right? It might start rough, and then an hour in, it gets a little bit better. So if you didn't find anything right away, like Peter did, Peter got the trade of the day on Nvidia. That was a nice drop. Rigetti's a little messy. Tesla's messy, but they'll give us our play. We just got to be patient. They'll give us our setup here. 5-minute MPLTR looks good for a breakdown. I just hate going against the previous day close, as you guys know. Let's look at coin, SBET. What do we have here? AMD too. Yeah, usually if you have a stock selling off like that, the other semis are going to sell off as well.
Annotate what? What's going on here?
What happened?
No, I just I have some like weird things on my screen. I'm trying to figure out what they do because they don't show up for you. So it must be part of.
That shows up. I see that writing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, green. Yep.
Now I've lost my cursor. Uh-oh. Oh no. My system's frozen. Everything's frozen.
Are you still in Nvidia? You better figure the system issue out quickly.
Well, literally everything is just frozen. So apparently drawing on my screen was not a good idea.
Oh yeah. Drawing on the screen takes so much bandwidth. It's unbelievable. It really is. Nvidia's pulling back a bit. Tesla doing some stuff. It's the casserole, they say. PLTR. What else today, friends? I don't have anything to trade. Yeah, it shoots up the RAM, YD. It really does. And I think even Peter's system got frozen. Like his actual robot got frozen. So Peter's frozen. He's got to reset. Short MP. Oh boy. Do I want to look at it? Let's take a look. That's a good short. The stock is going to be back down to 50. 50 is going to be back down to. Not today, but in the next couple of days. I'm not going to touch it, friends. I'm going to stay away from it. I really am. I don't want to touch it. It's just a price action. But I do like, if you took a short, where do you take a short? Who took a short? If you took a short, that's a good short. Peter was a good man. Yeah. Peter was a good man. We'll give him a break here. And we'll bring him back when he's ready. He was a good man. United Airlines. Andrew was watching this one. I wonder if he took a trade in it. But I know Andrew had United Airlines on deck, and it's going here. It's going. Some other airlines are moving as well, American Airlines, but United's is doing some stuff. Did I see you? Unity Software. This ticker, it's very interesting. I know yesterday was in play, and I didn't have it on deck, but many people did, and today it also shows that it did very well. I'm sorry, this is yesterday. Actually did pretty good, and today we're seeing some action. I can't chase it up here though, man. That's can't chase it up here. We need something else, but it's in play. It's in play. Tesla breakdown below the previous day close or support above the previous day close? What are we thinking here? What are we thinking? You went long. You at the open. Very nice. Rigetti long. Andrew. Oh, Andrew. I'm not sure if you can see this message. He might be able to, but he's focused in the chat right now.
I'm back.
All right, there you are. You're back.
Oh my God. Okay, note to self. Don't use the drawing thing because I got the blue screen of death and my computer completely crashed and then it didn't want to restart.
That's scary, man. Yeah.
Very scary. And it looks like my camera is still... This often happens when I restart. My camera becomes non-functional.
Yeah, see, it's still frozen there. NVIDIA. Andrew's long NVIDIA. Off the previous day close. Peter, are you good with NVIDIA? You able to manage your trades now? Are you out? Are you in?
Yeah, I'm still in it. I'm still hanging out here. So I notice it's pulled back a little bit, but I've got a great entry here. So unless it goes back to the open price, hopefully I'm okay.
Just look at the SPY, man. The SPY is ripping. It's ripping right now. So just be aware of that. That might play against you here.
That. Okay. Yeah.
All right, POTR above VWAP, friends. What we think here? If we get the pullback, this could be nice. There's a lot of things looking to go long. Rigetti, I don't trust it long. Yeah, it's got to get above the VWAP. POTR might be the best risk to reward for us here, for me. Let's see if we get the pullback here. Okay, there it is. Price action is a little funky. NVIDIA's doing the same thing. Andrew entered here, but we might be getting another re-entry area here as well if we do a move. But Andrew's right in this area, and you can see his trades right over here. So if you see, he's in right here long, partial right at VWAP. Awesome. And I can see if it starts bouncing off of VWAP, he's probably going to add if he starts bouncing off of VWAP. So that's his trade there. And friends, if you ever want to watch Andrew trade live, you can head over to the chat room. We got some cool discounts for you. You take advantage of. So I'm waiting for my move on POTR or NVIDIA. Actually, they both look good. They both look good.
NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA's going, man.
And Andrew's going long NVIDIA. Right into me. But we'll see.
It's running right through you, man. Duck and weave, duck and weave.
That's okay. I moved there you go. I just got stopped out, so I just let it stop me out.
Yeah.
What happened here?
There it is. So Andrew just give you guys a taste of the live trading that takes place in our chat. And this goes on all day, by the way. Different moderators come in. But here it is. So he took a partial, he added, and let's see if we can get the move going. And this is actually Andrew's screen, so you can see he's watching the SPY. I mean, look at the push, and I was just driving some of these other tickers up here as well. So pretty nice. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So here's NVIDIA on the pullback. Let's see if we get our confirmation candle. I'm looking to join this party too. I want to go long here too. So here is, yeah, I'm going to go long as well, guys. So not the best pullback, but I like the situation here. Not the cleanest setup, but I'm in long as well, and I would love to get to at least above 172.40 or so. The other one that was doing this play too was POTR, but look, it fails. See, this is why you gotta wait for the confirmation. You see that breakout, but then you don't get the confirmation here. Fails down, you don't get in on that, right? NVIDIA's a better play. Even if it doesn't work out, this is the one you want to get in. You don't want to get on that other one that kind of faked you out. Yeah, Peter's out of NVIDIA, but he had a great short, right, Peter? I mean, let's look at your trade. Here is here's Peter's trade. If you can make it big there.
Hold on. Here we go. Make it bigger, easier to see. So yeah, so I took advantage of that initial move down. You can see my entry right above 172 and rode it all the way down. Got a partial right near the bottom, right at this S1 level. And then of course it bounced back, and I was holding a little bit just to see what it was going to do. And you know, when you get these open trades, it's all momentum. So I'm not surprised or frankly all that disappointed that I got stopped out. It's sort of the way these trades run, right? So because sometimes if it was going to bounce off the underside of VWAP, then I was going to add to it, and then maybe we could write it down, but it didn't do that. So now, you know, not my trade setup, so I just got to wait and see. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Nvidia's pulling back. Down. Yeah, Nvidia's pulling back here. Let's see if this can hold. Yeah, you're right. We see a situation where it doesn't get to the VWAP and it comes back down, and you're able to even go further down. That actually happened to me with Nvidia yesterday. It came to my stop, and then it had to continue even some more. So, but we had a great trade on it. All right, I am long Nvidia, friends. Let's see if it can hold here. It's looking rather weak. 171. I could give it 50 cents. I'm not in a bad situation. I give it 50 cents. 171, 60, 50-ish. I'll have to jump out. The best, if I could have held to the previous day close, that would have been great, because then you could use that as support, but that's too far out for the strategy. So that's just wishful and hopeful thinking. You don't want to do that. So
hope is not a strategy.
Not a strategy. You heard Dr. V yesterday mention that. POTR is back above the VWAP, so now that can be interesting. I'm not going to jump in on it, but that could be something here. Right, we failed, but we're back above it.
Yeah, it's a little choppy here, though.
It's messy. Yeah, it's a little messy. Tesla dropping back up. Nvidia. Oh, I like that, man. I like that we came right back up. That's good. That's good. Let's hope that can hold. Buyers are in control, baby. Buyers are in control. Rigetti is good to watch it. We were watching earlier, but it turned out messy, man. Now it's trading out good, but it was a messy start for Rigetti. Look at this thing. It's just wild. Now it's getting a lot cleaner though, here. Look how clean it is now. Like you can tell the difference between here and here. Night and day. Look at the smoothness now. So maybe now, but
Lucid looks like it's tired. It's early morning calisthenics wore it out.
Yeah, what did it do here? So pre-market madness, and it's still pushing so many orders, man. The 324 million shares traded. Look at this level too. How do you read that? I mean, it clearly looks bullish though. It does look bullish here. You could tell. No, not anymore. You really can't read this. It's so tight.
Yeah.
Maybe in bookmap you can see a little bit better. Oh no, look at that. Oh, definitely bullish. 320. I mean, look at that huge number there.
No, I don't know.
Massive.
Yeah. See, I mark. I notice you don't mark things. I mark any order size over 5,000 shares, sort of black, so that they stand out. So if you look on my screen,
see that.
If I call up Lucid, so this is like the queues. This is what the queues look like just on a level 2. You guys can see here, right? You get 1 or 2 black things. Look at as soon as I click on Lucid, like there are so many shares sitting there. Yeah. It's just so, it's just big orders all the way up and down, right? Like how do you read that? It makes it very difficult.
Yeah. It sure does. Sure does. So let's see a lot of orders to the top side, but very difficult to read given the way that's trading. Nvidia is holding us down here. Very nice. So Nvidia is trying to get going, and this is a healthy this is healthy pullback here. This is a very healthy pullback. Like you expect this after such a beautiful run. So hopefully let's see if we can continue to push higher. So let's see. Let's see if the Nvidia is going to deliver for the second day here. Uh, 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 um, let's see. Man, SPY is just ripping. Another big move
Yeah.
up. It is
Well,
just ripping, man.
and as you guys can see, it's interesting. We've talked before about the having a bias versus having a sort of a hypothesis,
Mm-hmm.
right? I said I used the term bias. I said this morning I was short biased, which really means I believed that just things felt weak, and you can tell I took a short on Nvidia on that basis. But clearly, I now need to abandon that bias, or my hypothesis is proving to be wrong because the markets are not short. The markets are feeling much more bullish now as things are pushing higher. So, Carlos, it's one of the things that we talk about regularly that you've got to, yeah, what is the old term that you sort of have to have a strong bias held loosely, if you want to
Oh
use
yeah, I
the
heard that.
sort of
Yeah.
to
Yep.
modify the famous expression.
Yep, I
Just
heard
you
that.
got you can't be wedded to that where you absolutely believe it's short, or you're going to be shorting things all the way up, right? And
Yeah.
that could be disastrous on the wrong day.
Yeah. Some people like
The
to also
same way
say
if
they
you're
want have a thesis, not a
a
bias. Right? Here's your
thesis,
thesis, what
right?
you
There you go.
expect to happen. Same idea, right? It's just all
Yeah,
words. It's all
exactly.
wordplay, but yeah, it's important. It's important.
Yeah. The
Wow,
point is that
Nvidia.
you understand,
Hmm.
when to hold to that and when to say, look, the data is not supporting what I think was going to occur. So I need to either at least abandon my point of view or change
Yeah.
my point of view, right? So, because if you just keep holding on to it despite the evidence, that's usually when you have these horrible, horrible days. And I've done it. I've been there. Like I
Yeah.
speak from experience, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm
All right, what's your
chart
target here
biased.
for a
Uh,
first partial on Nvidia?
I want to get
What?
to at least 172.40, man. You got a level there,
Okay.
so I want to at least try to get. And I want to stay there anywhere close to that. I get to like 172.35, and I'll probably be taking a
Okay.
partial. So, trying to get to at least there, and let's see. Looks like it's grinding slowly here. Spy's in my favor right now, so that does help. So let's see. Let's see if we can get there. Andrew's still in this bad boy. Oh wow. Okay. Hey, we take it. We'll take it. Yes, yes, yes. What is this? What is happening? It
What
doesn't
is
matter.
happening?
We
Oh,
don't care what's happening.
wow.
We're just gonna take it.
Wow, there you go.
We
Hey,
don't care what's happening.
beautiful, Carlos.
Wow, Andrew's in on that as well. Okay, that's very nice. That's very nice. Sometimes the markets give you little surprises, little sprinkle little surprise on your trades. Doesn't happen normally, but it's nice when it does. It is very nice when it does. Oh wow, this is awesome, friends. Hopefully you're in as well. Andrew is in it for sure, and he's partially. And just like I thought he would. I never know anything, but I thought he would add here as well because that is a great add on Andrew. So his ad right over here. Take the partial ads off the VWAP, and then
Wow. Look at it go. Right
Nvidia
place,
for the
right time.
win, man. How
Right
can you
place, right
not?
time, right?
Yeah. How can you not be enjoying this, man? Wow, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. So, um,
Should have been clear.
what's that? Uh, uh, very good. Very good.
Sorry, my wife
Wow,
sent me a
friends.
video, so I'm gonna have to watch it
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Definitely. Definitely. Um. Yeah, Pretty Bird. This is a really good trade. I mean, when you get a cushion like that, when you get a pop like that, and look at this go. This is really really nice. Um. Wow, this is awesome, man. Who's in it? Who's you guys take advantage of this as well? We took it off our strategy, not as a scalp. Did you guys get in the video off the VWAP? What is the level that it hit before going back above the VWAP? Before going back above the VWAP. This one here? Or I think you mean this one, right? So, guys, we got some cool stuff coming up. Talking about levels, man, make sure you guys are signed up to tradingterminal.com. We were in a meeting yesterday of the stuff that they're going to be putting out and working on. It's going to be the real deal. I'm very, very excited for it. Some stuff I can't share yet, but it's gonna be, Peter, you were there. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really cool, man. I'm looking forward for this tool. So you guys, stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's a lot of value being provided there. The tools are improving, and also the courses. The courses is important, right? You got to have the course, and that's included in there as well. So it's yeah, it's gonna be very nice, very nice. But it made me think about that because I often get asked the questions, hey, what are my levels? And they're gonna do something just kind of like Thor's doing, where we're gonna have here our Carlos level. You can select that, and then you have all our levels that we have. You can select Andrew, select Peter. I mean, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So looking forward to all of that. All right, we're set. We got a great cushion, so we can hold on to this for a little bit. We could take maybe another partial here, but we could hold on to see where this goes. Where this goes. I don't think the move is done yet. I don't think it's done. I was in Nvidia, but all out at 172.60. That's not bad. Hey, I was very aggressive here as well, and I know why you did it too, because we're used to seeing boom and boom, so I get it. I took a couple of partials there as well for that reason. It's above the high of the day. Usually, sometimes quick pops come back down, but the fact that this candle kept going, that's great. That's good for us. So hopefully this can continue. Andrew's a beast. Andrew's a beast. He's just added. He added to his position. He is a monster, man.
This is one of those trades where I was watching it and I'm like, it's moving sideways, but it's holding the level. And I'm thinking, should I jump in? And of course, then you get this boom, this big move, and I'm like, now I've got the Romo.
No, of course. But you're right. I mean, I guess you still could have got it, but it's tough because when it's doing this, it can either go either way.
Yeah, exactly.
And this, like even when I got into this trade, when Andrew got in here, by the way, his original trade. I can't see Brian's screen, so I don't know if Brian's trading this, but I won't be surprised if Brian is in this as well. You don't expect it to go crazy like this, but when it does, it's nice. It's nice, and it's not done. It's not done.
Yeah. All right, now we do have some economic data that's coming out. Let's see here. 10 o'clock. I am waiting on business inventories. Shouldn't have a big market impact. Expected to be flat, 0.0%. This is for May? It seems like it's late. Business inventories for May? Is this right? A second. Yeah, so this is the May number coming out July 17th. I didn't realize they were like 2 months behind. Guess it takes a while to tabulate business inventories.
Anyways, I think we got robots in our chat, man. I think we have robots. Yeah, I think so, because there's no damn way that we only have 347 likes with 1,000 people watching after such an amazing performance. We don't do this often. It's got to be robots. These are not real people. If these are real people, they had no feelings. They have no feelings whatsoever. Let me hit the like as well. They have no heart.
Wow, you're laying the shame on heart.
This is like the all-star performance of my life that I'm gonna have here was this Nvidia trade. And if they don't like that, there's nothing possible I could do. I could come on naked here with a few models, and the likes are just not gonna populate. This is not gonna work. But it's okay. There's gotta be some robots there. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe not. Look, that likes are going up pretty good though. No, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. It does. We only ask because it helps us a ton. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Let's see if we get to 500. Let's see.
I mean, maybe I'm just being selfish, but I vote for the naked with the models.
No, me naked. The models are fully clothed with like jackets on. No, me naked. The models are fully clothed. We got to be professional here.
Okay, I see. Good, we got to be professional here because that'll save it.
Absolutely, gotta be professional.
I love it.
Oh man, this market is just unreal, man. Gotta love this market. Such a great time to be a trader, friends. But But again, you gotta come and learn first, right? You gotta come and learn so then you're ready for these type of situations. Like if you just try to come in now and say, oh yeah, time is good to come in now and try to take advantage, you're gonna fail. You gotta be ready now. So you might not enjoy this one, but the next one that comes up, it always does every couple of weeks, couple of, we get this great trading.
Wow, that's early.
Gotta be
All
ready.
right. The weird IPO I mentioned to you guys
Yeah.
just opened. LAWR.
Oh,
So it is open.
A L. Sorry,
No,
what is it?
LAWR.
WR. Okay, got
Sort of
it.
like lawyer, but
Okay. Law
LAW.
R.
Anyways, it just opened. This is like Robot Consulting, which is an HR consulting firm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, just opened. It's a little early. Things don't normally open quite so early. Uh,
Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know how these IPOs sometimes they shoot up to like I don't know, this crazy number. I wonder if this is one
yep.
of like you never know which is gonna be, right? But you saw even Coin did it, shot up a couple like $50 or something. You never know if this is gonna be the one. You could buy it now for
Mhm.
$4. This could be in a couple of months, could be at 150. What do they do, Peter?
Again, they do they've got software for HR
Oh, okay.
software consulting, and their main product that is something called their main product is something called the Labor Robot, which is a cloud-based human resource management system.
Mm,
The Labor Robot helps users track employee attendance and sales orders and journalize accounting items.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, sounds exciting.
sure
Anyway.
does. Trying to be patient. I did take out partial earlier, guys, here, in case it was gonna use 173 as resistance. Trying to be patient, see if we can see what happens, see where it goes here. It halted already? How did it halt? Was it on news? How did it just get halted? Hasn't
What's
no,
that, lawyer?
that's
Yeah,
gotta be the
volatility
news.
halt.
How? How's that possible?
Well, because it's such a low price stock that it only has to move, it only has to move a certain percentage in, you know,
Yeah, but it
in
didn't,
two
it barely
minutes.
dropped, right?
hmm Yep, it's
I
volatility to the
mean, the
downside.
highest. Okay. But how much would it have to drop for like a 4,039 cents?
Well, it has to drop. I think from high to low, it's got to make a move of. I have to look it up because it's different on low
Oh,
float. It's
okay.
different on
Yeah,
low
yeah.
float stocks than it is on So I think it's like
I see. Yep.
something like
Yep.
15% or something. 15% within a 5 minute span, something like
Yeah,
that.
and this thing got 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. I could see it.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I could see that. Yep.
so
I could see that. All right. Nvidia.
oh, Tesla's
Nvidia.
ugly this morning.
Yeah, it's
Tesla and Microsoft and Nvidia are the two that are moving well this morning. So
yeah,
good
yep.
movement.
Microsoft. Let's take a look. What we got going on Microsoft? Oh yeah. Is Melanie trading this? Melanie, a good time member here. Been with us for some time. Is Melanie doing this? What's my strategy now, Sarah? On which ticker? On Nvidia, I'm pretty much good. I mean, I took out a lot already. So I got a little bit left. We'll see if it goes higher. But as far as strategy, I'm looking for VWAP breakouts, which by the way, not confirmed. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a strategy coming up August 20. Let me wait for Mike to confirm. Mike is I think August 21st. When Mike confirms, I'm gonna have a strategy webinar on the VWAP. It's gonna be a new one. I never done one before. I've done the 5 minute ORB. But man, we're gonna go in. We're gonna put something together very nice. Go over all the recent trades we've done. Not all of them, but majority. And it's gonna have a lot of details on how to trade that strategy. You guys see me trade the strategy every day here, so we're gonna put a webinar around it. And I think it's August 21st or 19th. That August week. So we'll get that confirmed, and I'll let you guys know. I mean, you have to be a member, you have to join, but come check us out. It'll be a lot of fun. Nope, I taken long break from Microsoft. No particular reason. All right. So yes, Sarah, to answer your question, my strategy right now is just I'm looking for any VWAP breakout that we can get. Tesla is actually not pretty, but here's the breakout. It's, somewhat of a pullback and then the takeoff. But you know what? NVIDIA did the same thing. This is how I took NVIDIA, right? Same thing here. This is the strategy I'm going to be talking about, this VWAP breakout strategy. So, same thing. Some of them look good, others not so good. All right, so I'm in on NVIDIA. Might not be worth holding through the pullback. If it loses to 20, I'll be out of it. Let's see if the 20 becomes support. That usually can happen. But if it doesn't look good as far as the way it's dropping here. But once it loses to 20, we'll bail on it. Any subscription plan for freshers like us? So we do have the intro plan. Sure, we have the intro plan that kind of it gets you in, gives you a couple of courses for a week. It's $39. Really great deal. Come in and see what the environment is like, and then we got so many different plans, right? Depending on what you're looking to do. We also have trading terminal. If you're looking to use some of the softwares and get some educational materials, so there's a lot. We got a lot of options depending on your skill level and what you want to accomplish. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get out of NVIDIA. It's trying to bounce. Buyers are coming in here. Look at the price action. Keep getting bought up. Level 2. What is level 2 telling us? Nothing in particular. Yeah, let's get out. No point in holding the little bit that we have left on NVIDIA. We had a great move already. Man, this pop here, really nice. The volume. This made it happen for us today. So yeah, sure. And again, when you go to our community in Bearwood Traders, you can see there's tons of videos, like, very short, quick, to the point videos for new people, right? So if you're intro level, don't have no experience in trading, we have videos that are made just for that, right? So you don't start with advanced videos that can be overwhelming. We don't do that, and then we don't also bombard you with 900 hours of videos to watch. That was the thing back in the 90s. Like, the more numbers you had, the bigger it was, the better. People had the time. People don't have the time now to go through 900 hours of video. But back in the days, you would get the DVD packages. Remember, Peter? You get like the DVD packages. It's like 10 videos of 10 hours each. People don't have the time anymore, man. We're busy looking up stuff on AI and social media platforms. All right, so I'm all on NVIDIA. Man, what a great move. What a great move. QBTS VR break. Yeah, if you see VR breakouts, and actually, you guys have to join and look at this class, right? You have to come and join and look at my class. Here's why: because we're trading together. So if you see something that's matched my strategy, then we can help each other out. You see what I'm saying? You can call something out for me. We can look at it. So if you take the class, you know exactly what I'm looking for, and we can help each other out here. This one is a little bit tough here. QBTS is pretty far from the V up already. It's actually, quantum's moving pretty good. Is Rigetti doing some stuff? Rigetti's doing some stuff.
Well, it's
too.
gone green. It's at the high of day, which is not that far. But MP moving higher.
Yeah. MP. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah, it depends, it depends on what stage you're at in your life. In my boot camp, I got two ladies, both have kids, young kids. I'm talking about like they're under 1 year old. They're not walking yet. And they join, and they got their kids sitting on their lap, and I'm like, man, that is dedication.
That's
dedication. That's hard to do. So those moms, or young moms, don't have a lot of time, right? And there's other people that are in different stages of life that have a bunch of time, So I wish I would have started trading much younger before having kids. Would have
Like me.
been much easier. Or
I
like
got
you.
all sorts of time. I got all sorts of time.
Or you could be retired, early retired, right? Because you retire very early, and you
Yeah.
have tons of time, and your kids are older, so so it's
My
different
kids
stages.
are older. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
Nothing
but
but
nevertheless, nothing but time. What is going on with MP? But regardless of what stage you're in, we value your time. Even if you have time, we value your time. So we want to give you the quality quickly on what you need. No fluff. To just try to say, hey, we have 900 hours of video. So what? When you can learn this in 50 hours, right? That's the important stuff. Quality over quantity is always going to win. Always, always. MP is just rocking, man. Peter, you've been quiet. I've been talking a lot. You've been quiet. You long MP from like the VWeb?
No, I'm looking for stuff. I am watching MP here, but look, it keeps popping.
Yeah, it's going good. Yeah.
I can't. I still want to short it, but
I was so wrong on my thesis. I'm like, it's going to go down to 53. No, it's not. It's going up. It's moving very well, actually. T-Man says Peter isn't in MP. Yeah, he probably is. Peter's very quiet. He's probably paused it a couple of times already.
Not this time. Not this time.
We could look at his screen. Let's look at his screen. Let's see if he has it up. See, he took it off the charts. He doesn't have it on this screen. Oh, you see what he said? He doesn't have it on this screen.
Well, I do have it on another screen. But here, look. Look, you guys do not believe me. Here, MP. I'll put it right here.
Yeah,
look,
Peter,
there are no arrows on it. There's no arrows.
Oh, yes, no
Nothing
arrows.
happening. I did not trade it.
He's being legit. He's being legit. Okay.
I'm not hiding on you. I'd admit it if I was doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd admit it after the fact, but I'd admit it.
Yeah. No, I know you would. I know you would. After the fact, but yeah, you'll do it. Of course.
Now I feel like there's a dare in there that I've got to find a trade on NP.
No, man, it's a tough. I don't know. It's so hard to read this stock, and it moves a lot. So just be careful. Anybody trade actually? No, an NP. Anybody take a trade? Are all classes live? No, classes are not live because if we try to do that, then we got to be live way too often because there's so many people with different time zones, right? But so they're recorded. You can watch them at your leisure. Everything is recorded, very well organized. So
most of the classes are originally live, like.
Yes,
usually
a lot of the
recorded in front
live.
of a studio audience, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
But,
and questions answered. Yeah, some of them. Yeah. But all our webinars are live. A lot of our webinars are live, and then we end up doing the recording.
It's like watching Saturday Night Live. It was live.
Yeah.
But usually you're watching a recording.
Yeah. Yes. All right, MP, Nvidia's holding, could be going higher. Rigetti's doesn't know what to do here. Mara is going. Coin, Peter, you talked about coin. Look at it. Look at coin up 3.6. All this Bitcoin stuff is just crypto stuff. Is just makes coin a lot more valuable as the house. That's the house where transactions are being made. Yeah, this is on fire, man. This is a stock that it would have been good, like to swing, throw a couple of shares and hold this on here. But wow, it's awesome. Hood is another one. Yeah, Hood great. Who mentioned this? Sarah. Sarah's on it today. Sarah, you're in the top top friends list. You're not, but you should be. You're on it. You're on it today. You should be here top 50 somewhere. But Hood is another one where Hood is also part of transactions. They're the house in this crypto world. They win, and they also have a great, beautiful daily as well. And similar to Coin, started in April, and just took off there. All right, if you guys see something, let me know. I'm still willing to take more trades. I mean, I had a great day already, but I'm still willing to take more trades. It's early. There could be some opportunities to have VWAP. So if you see some VWAP potential breakout, what is going on with Tesla?
Oh, yeah.
Look at this wiki. This is not like them. Look how wiki it is, right? This is usually not how they look. Even almost 30 minutes in plus. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Tesla's not looking great.
No, it's really not. And it just makes it hard to trade when you have such a wiki stock like this, where every candle is overlapping the previous one. It makes it very difficult to trade and predict the price action. It is. Nvidia's about to take off again.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 5 minute looks good, but it could be taking a little bit of a longer break. LAWR. Let's just careful with this. This looks brutal. So
you know
they
what?
held it for 10 minutes actually.
I was gonna go. I was just to say that I did. I was gonna go short MP at 59.
No way.
Just to
it would have worked.
Just to show you that I had a trade. I know.
Yeah,
it would have worked.
It would have worked.
I was just gonna take like a fun size trade just so I could say, hey, look, I traded.
Put some triangles on there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well. Playing around.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at that! Would have worked great.
It would have worked very good. It would have worked very good. Then you would have gave everybody FOMO, and everybody gonna start trading MP.
Yeah.
K is short MP. Here comes the market drop. Yeah, we're getting well, I don't know if it's a market drop, but you gotta take a break, right? The bulls gotta kind of reset here a little bit. If it continues, then it can become that. But let's see. We had a great run already, so.
Yeah, I'm sort of. Well, I mean, it's sort of a one and done day. I mean, there was a great trade on Nvidia, being that I got full dollar on it, but I'm still looking for more trades.
Yeah, I'm still looking as well. PLTR all-time highs. Wow.
You know what else I could have got a dollar on?
What?
MP.
Did not expect that one. You got me there. You got me. MP. You know, MP came into our life for a very brief moment, and it has made a very big impact.
It
has
made
really,
a big impression, has it? Well,
it has
because
really,
you and I both had like a crazy day on it. It was just one of those days.
Yep.
Anyways, the joke's getting old. I guess we should let it go, but you know,
Yeah.
this is the emotional trauma that trading puts upon you, doesn't it?
Can create.
Right?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, MP, you're killing me, man.
Oh, Rhino, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, you try shorting Hood today. Hood is strong, and yeah, it's a strong stock, man. They're in a, if you're hosting, you know, transactions, you're in a good place, because as Peter mentioned yesterday, every news is someone else investing millions and millions into crypto, right? So it's just, they're in a good place.
Indeed.
They're in a good place. PTR all-time high. What is PTR's all-time high? Let's take a look at the daily. It is all-time highs, actually. Let's make sure that they didn't have a crazy IPO day where they just shot up insane. It's Andrew's numbers. Look at Andrew's P&L. Nice.
He's up 12,000.
Tesla piece of garbage, man. Oh, yeah.
He lost money on Rigetti and Tesla, but made money on Nvidia. So.
Yeah. Video is awesome. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look. Boom. Yeah, PLTR is all-time highs, and yeah, they are all-time highs. I see. I mean, they were all-time high yesterday. Right, so every day this week they've been breaking all-time high. So now it's just pushing the line a little bit further up. That's what they're doing. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So, what do you guys like today? RKLB Rocket Lab, RKLB. Yeah, good one. Good 5 minute ORB. Oh, really good 5 minute ORB. Because sometimes, for example, like I look at a lot of 5 minute ORBs, obviously, right? So sometimes you look at this and you feel like, okay, that might be extended. Why would I join that as a 5 minute ORB? But you gotta look at what's inside, right? How did this candle get built? So if you look at the 1 minute, because usually that's how you enter the trades off the 1 minute, at least I do. This is a beautiful pullback. So the way that 5 minute form of this pullback and then the strength, you could have taken it here. Also looks like a great, mini ABCD pattern. So there's probably traders taking as ABCD pattern. So when you get this push like that and this pullback and then the strength here, that's usually where I would get in. And then it lines up with the 5 minute ORB plus an ABCD pattern as well. So it's a lot going on there. So the entry would have been beautiful on this thing here. So hopefully some of you guys took it. Again, I wasn't watching it, but hopefully some of you guys took that trade. Really nice. Rhinos, I think I need to stop respecting RSI so much. It's got me in trouble in the last 2 days. I think I'm getting overweight stocks ready to go down, but they rip. Yeah. So I don't use RSI, and there's no right or wrong, but only advice I can give you is try to balance out the weight you give your indicators, right? You can't be too heavy on any of the indicators. And Rhinos, I know you know this, right? It's just kind of putting it into practice. You've been with us for some time. For example, I look at the level 2. I have it there, but my weight on the level 2 is not heavy because I'm not a level 2 trader, right? And indicators like even the moving averages, the previous day close, I don't have like any one indicator so heavy that it distracts me from what's really happening, right? Because that indicator is saying, hey, do this, do this, do this, right? So that's one thing. And Peter, you have something to add?
Yeah, I've got a strong opinion on RSI because I used to use it, and the problem with an RSI, it's an overbought, oversold type of indicator, right? And if you look at any market that is consistently going up or going down, like when we had the bull market, obviously we've been in a bull market for like 8 years now, largely, but especially the times when the market is just consistently going up day after day, the RSI will stay in an overbought position forever, right? Like it just sits there and it doesn't tell you anything. When you get a market that's moving sideways, that's when the RSI can actually tell you in the short term, in the very short term, like as a day trader, when things are getting towards the extreme positions. But it only works when a market is not trending strongly in one direction to the other. So to me, it's one of those you got to be careful when to apply it. Um, and again, the time frame for its use is different based on the time frame of your trading. Like you can use it very differently if you're swing trading than if you're day trading. Just my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with any indicator as long as you again use it appropriately. The one thing I will say, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating, just it's good if you understand what an indicator, how it's actually derived, and a lot of people don't like to get into the math. I get it. Math is not everybody's favorite thing, but I've never minded the math myself. So I'm happy to sort of delve into it. But what's important is look at the things it uses to generate the indicator. And I say this because almost all indicators use only two pieces of data. Well, three: price, volume, and then over time, right? There's the time factor in there, but it's really all price and volume. So the reality is, if those are the only two data points you have, be careful about using five different indicators that say, oh, look at this, I've got strong confirmation on the signal. It's not really, because you're using the exact same data, you're just calculating it a bunch of different ways. So my personal opinion, right? Be very careful about using a myriad of indicators to think it's giving you, confirmation on something when really
Bigger
you're using the
confirmation,
exact
right?
same data. Yeah, like it's not actually giving you additional data. You're sort of getting a false positive. Again, my personal opinion. So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. There's a few things I started with. Like I used to look at, I used to look at the RSI before, not as heavy as you did, Peter, but I will look at the average true range as well a lot. Very
Right.
heavy in the
ATR is
average true
another one.
range. ATR. I
Yep.
was, and what's happening is, and I took it off. It's off my trade book now. If the ATR was 50 cents per stock for EC math, and the first 5 minute candle, so I was looking for a 5 minute RB. If that candle went, up $1 above its ATR, its daily ATR, then that's no longer a good 5 minute RB. So I won't look at it. I won't trade it because it's past its ATR. I don't expect it to keep going any higher. I kept missing all these trades because what happens? Let's take a look at the stocks I'm looking at. Stocks are in play. Stocks that got catalysts. Stocks that got tons of volume. They're gonna blow by their ATR. They're gonna blow by their ATR and they're gonna keep going, right? In most cases, especially if they're not an active stock like a POTR, an Nvidia, a Tesla that are active every single day, right? If they're a stock like, not the best example, but today Lucid, right? Lucid ATR is horrible. But today they're going to blow by their ATR because they have volume, they have a lot of momentum, they have a catalyst. So I took it off because I was missing way too many tickers. So I took it off, and I found great stocks that their 5 minute candles past their ATR, and they still go another $1.50 above their ATR, right? So keep a journal, see what works, see what doesn't, and then make sure you're making changes accordingly. So Rhino, great comment there. Actually took us through a nice segment there. Wow, MP's working out pretty good, Peter. You shorting this?
You know what? No, it's killing me because I mean I have to keep reminding myself I was just gonna take it as a joke trade, which means I wasn't really gonna take a lot of size on it. So
The
it's
joke,
not
the
like it
joke
would have
turned
been.
real. The joke is
But
on you
yeah,
now.
that's the problem. Yeah, exactly. The joke is on me. 'Cause,
Oh
damn,
boy, oh boy.
$1.50, $1.60
Yes,
from where I was gonna hit
and a
it.
clean, and a clean
Yeah.
drop, no pullbacks.
Nice
Yeah,
and clean.
clean drop.
Anyways. Oh well.
Excellent.
MP
Friends,
continues to.
thank you so much for
Frustrating.
all the likes, man. We hit almost 500, 496. Very appreciate it, man. That means a lot to us. It helps the channel a ton. And we want to do more fun stuff with the channel. We're actually, we did this before. We used to do this before. Was donate. We used to donate to a charity. So
Yeah.
people come in, give $1, $5, whatever. Don't go crazy. You don't got to go crazy and give $50, $100. So it doesn't need to be like that. The power is in numbers, right? So if we all give a little bit, then you get a big chunk and then you donate it. So we might start that up again, where we pick a charity for the month or maybe for like 3 months, and then whatever you guys donate, we're gonna send 100% to the charity. We'll make sure that Peter gets no cut out of this. Okay, we'll make sure.
No cut for me. That's
No
fair.
cut for Peter.
That's okay. I'm good with that.
So we'll find a charity. We'll pick something that's general that everybody somewhat approves. No, we're not gonna pick a specific politics campaign. We're not gonna do that. Can you imagine, Peter?
Yeah.
That would definitely go south quickly. But no, and yeah, people love animals, but it's not everybody loves animals. No, we'll pick something good. And to make it fair, what we did last time, we switched it every month. Maybe we won't switch every month. We'll switch every 3 months, right? So we could give a big chunk, and then we'll switch it. So we cover a couple of general areas. That was a lot of fun, and it was very rewarding. Very rewarding. So we'll do that. I think YouTube allows that to be set up as well. It was a lot of fun. So a ways to give back. So if you have a great day, throw $1 in there. Help somebody else out. Like Peter's great day, he would have had an NP if he was short here, taking a couple of
If I was
parcels
short, yeah.
into 53.30. Oh man,
Just twisting the knife, aren't you?
rub it in there a little bit. Oh man. All right. Nvidia now looks like it's ready to bounce. Right, it went as low as the VWAP. It's starting to head the other way. Green candle on the 5 minute here. It's not an easy trade, but now it looks like it's starting to turn the corner. But it's not an easy trade because I'm not going to take it. So I'm saying it looks like it, but I'm not going to take this trade. Broke trader fund, trader recovery fund. David Harris, you know what? I see some crazy stuff out there, man. I really do. Like these what is it? what's the where people put money in? What's it called where they donate? Like there's some good causes,
Oh, like
obviously.
the
What's it called?
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Like there'll be a gun GoFundMe to help you buy a car. I'm like, what? How is that? You know,
Yeah. Why am I
why?
why would I
You know,
do that?
there's somebody else that take the bus. Take the bus. There's somebody else that actually needs this for like to eat. You know, so
Right.
get your car or help somebody eat. You know, it's I don't know how that balances out, but there's some the bus equals guagua. Yes, Humberto, take the guagua, take the mira mira bus. You know, like come on. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
Guagua?
guagua is bus. Guagua in Spanish is bus.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't know
I'm
those in
sure that's
Spanish.
that's like the the not best terminology as far as I'm sure this is a better one obviously. That's like the more hoodish type type language.
Is it?
Aguagua. Yeah.
Okay.
In Dominican Spanish. Yeah, it's Dominican Spanish, yeah. Yeah,
Is
everybody
it?
every country has their lingo. Um,
Yeah.
um my mom corrects me when I use something wrong. She's like, "That's not how you say that." She's very it's not how you say that. And she corrects me. How did you all of a sudden become number one? Did you donate? If you donate, ask a question so we can answer your question. If you donate, ask a question so we can make sure you come to the top and we can make sure we take care of you. No, you did it. You did it good, I think. I don't see 225. Yeah, Ben, you're on it, man. You're on it. Went from eight
If
to
you
one.
yeah, if you Ben, if you respond to people and use the at their name or people use at your name, you get points both ways, I think, for that
Mm,
too.
it goes fast,
So,
right? Yeah.
so yeah, it starts to accumulate.
Yeah, Sad Brother. That's what I'm talking about. So Sad Brother says, I saw a GoFund for someone who spent their entire paycheck on a larger lottery jackpot and lost. What do you think they're gonna do with
Oh
your
man.
money when you send the GoFundMe?
Yeah. Oh
Where do you
man.
think
I don't
where do you
know.
think their first stop is gonna be? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
to pay
probably
the
back
bill and the mortgage? I don't think
buying
so.
lottery tickets.
Double or nothing.
Yeah.
Oh man, Nvidia's calling me, Peter. Nvidia's calling me. I mean, I
Is
have a
it? I don't know.
great
It's moving
day.
sideways for a long time here.
I like the 5 minute looks good, but I don't know. It's a tough spot because I have you have such a nice trade already. You made what you had to make. You're happy. Why would you jump in here and risk? Well, why put on more risk, right? But it looks good.
Well, if it's in your trade book and you think it's
It's
gonna.
not in my trade book.
Oh,
I'll be
okay. All
honest.
right then. Then
Right,
don't do
so
it.
that kind of answers it. Yeah, it's not in my trade book. Um, I didn't see the burn. Where's the burn? Show me the burn. I didn't see it. Missed it.
Burn.
I don't know. I
Oh.
missed it. Some comment in the chat from our good
How are
buddy
you
Sean.
guys?
Hey Andrew, how's it going?
I am doing well, sir. How was
Awesome,
your
man.
trading? I know you traded NVIDIA like
We
us.
all we
Yeah,
all
for the
traded Nvidia today.
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
it's nice. It's
So were you
nice.
guys doing pump and dump? Was that you guys?
I guess so, because I was
It was
short. I'm always short things. Was short off the open, and then you guys all went
uh
long after.
that was not us. That was the YouTube people. They're the ones that saw us get in and jumped in.
Put it in the chat room, please, then.
Yep, I will. And see your screen. All right, perfect. All right, guys, take care. Trade safe. We'll be in chat.
That was amazing, guys.
Yeah, have a good one.
I personally had a really, really good trading day on NVIDIA. So I had a much, much better entry than Carlos because obviously I'm a very better trader than Carlos. But so essentially,
And more modest.
and more modest.
and more
Humility
modest.
is one
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
Excellent humility.
exactly.
Lovely.
It's one of
We
the
love it.
strength that I have is humility. So Nvidia was the best one. Our GTI and Tesla was the loss that I had. Tesla eventually did the trade that exactly I wanted, but it really, it really screwed me over. But and then we have obviously bond and stocks. So what we did here on NVDA was on a 5 minute candlestick, we noticed that it really did a very nice bounce from the previous day close. And I saw that it start forming a higher high and higher lows. And that was exactly the same time that S&P 500 started to rally at around 940. So that right around 940. So I said, okay, if the SPY is ripping, so maybe NVIDIA is going to rip as well. And obviously started making a very nice higher, higher, higher low pattern, which is very bullish. And I added on that. And then I didn't see this one coming the way that it squeezed. And I think it got everybody but by surprise. On the pullback, I added significantly more next run. And then I got stopped out the last piece here. So if you want to go into the more tactical view, that would be 1 minute. So as you see here, 1 minute, that's much nicer. You see a one long partial, and I said it's holding. I added more and then ripped, and then I added on the pullback for the last piece on that. Same trade was on Tesla. I didn't form the way that I wanted to. At the open, I went long for opening range breakout, got it stopped out. And then the same trade on the 5 minute, when we looked at it, I saw that the Tesla is forming a bullish engulfing. And I went long, I added more, partial some, but eventually got stopped out. It did, whip dash a little bit, but eventually did that move that we got on NVDA, but it was very difficult to get that, and we accepted the loss on that. Rigetti RGTI was also another one that I traded at the open. So, below the VWAP, I thought that maybe we can get this rip. I got stopped out, and then it did rip, but I got a very small share size because Rigetti is super how do I say? It's very volatile. It trades really meh. So that is the situation that we have. But the trading and the chat room was really, really nice. Like if I want to show you a couple of them, Carlos, you can show full screen for me. If you can show full screen. So this is the trade that Gary did on MSTX. MSTX is a leverage product for let me bring it down because Carlos didn't. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Carlos. So MSTX is the leverage of MSTR. So again, Gary started adding here. Really nice pop. This is a really good move from $48 to $49. Added back on the pullback and then $49.50. So it gets there. Carlos, not Carlos. Paris did really nice trading on NVDA and on TSM. If I can see if I can find his trade. A lot of our traders did very nice trade on like John did very nice. Oops, sorry. Let me see if I can actually bring John. Yeah, John did a nice trade on coin. Very simple trading that John does. This is a break of high of the day on coin. Very, very beautiful trading from 400 to 411. That's amazing trading that the John did. Obviously, John is one of the best traders that we have. It's very simple trading. And this is the trade that Paris did on TSM. Paris is coming very soon in the chat room. Is going to explain about this trade. Shorted TSM right at the open. Really, covered that. And then Paris is really good at these adding on the pullbacks. So really that add on these pullbacks and then, continue covering that. So he trades based on the order flow. So it's very different. Paris also did a trade on NVIDIA, but my trade was obviously better than Paris. Brian, how was your trading?
A little bit choppy. I did manage to catch some of the NVIDIA move, but I missed that big flush up we got right around 950, I guess it was. Had to wait for a pullback to get into it, but that was so we got a nice move there. Other than that, it was
United CEO, UAL, United CEO says demand feels like it has inflected upward and is returning toward the normal trend line we expected to start the year. As uncertainty has declined, we've seen an improvement in booking revenue.
market overall is still pretty strong.
That's on a conference call.
So what you're hearing, guys, is the Benzinga breaking news. So I'm gonna actually stop that. It's through trading terminals. It's actually pretty nice to have it. Any question, guys? Yeah, when you're on YouTube, when we're broadcasting to YouTube, you can actually see that. So this is a trade that Paris did on NVIDIA. So again, if Carlos, you can go full screen again, that would be nice. So that's a trade that he did. Paris is using two VWAP, the yellow and the orange. One of them is without pre-market, one of them is with pre-market. So it kind of entered in this zone and then really nice partial. What I'm surprised is that why Paris didn't really add on this pullback. So Paris is coming in 20 minutes into the chat room, so he's going to explain his trades. He trades based on the order flow. He also has a really nice course, very, very nice course, and the support system in his trading terminal. So if you want to have any question, you can come into the chat room and ask him.
That's a pretty hard pullback, though. That almost looked like a trend change pullback. So I can understand why you wouldn't want to add on that significant of a pullback.
Yeah. Any question, guys, that we have from the YouTube or chat room? So I personally use hotkey. It's all hotkey for me.
SBET.
So Bono is asking a question about when do you bring your stop loss to break even? When I start partialing at 1R, 2R, 3R, you always bring your stop loss back to break even. You don't want to go negative on the trade that you already partial for profit. So how are you using level 2? Level 2 with large caps are actually much better than level 2 with these small caps. So it shows the pools of liquidity, and the price usually tends to follow to the pools of liquidity. It's one indicator. It's not a super important indicator, but you can get a feeling that if the price, because price is always going toward the big orders, so toward the liquidity. Level 2 on DAS is visualization by numbers. Bookmap is another form of visualization, and we're building actually very similar to Bookmap in trading terminal as well. I think that Tony is coming in a few months. So the VWAP, there are two. You can have, Lucas, your VWAP can be, the question is why some VWAPs are different. So the VWAP would be based on either include pre-market or post-market or not. Paris has both of them in his chart, one with and one without, and they're different a little bit. I have the with pre-market and post-market. Yes, Sarah Hamid, that's correct. That is a really good question. So another question that somebody's asking is, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just going to say, I think most people use, when they're calculating VWAP, they include the pre and post market.
So Al is asking a very important question. I actually like to have that question screenshot. I highly recommend guys do the trading on the side. Do not go all in trading. So a lot of people I see that, I quit my job. I want to become a trader all in. And they start buying courses, all, that kind of thing, everything that they can, and they overdo it. You need some time. You need to have to, be patient with that. I highly recommend that you keep it part-time. Keep your business, keep your job, keep your career, just 2 hours a day, 1 hour and a half a day, just focus on that. And then you're slowly getting it. And then when you build your account, build your cushion, then you can, move in. And never become a full-time trader. That's my suggestion. Brian is not a full-time trader.
Yeah.
I'm not a full-time trader. Like, I have things to do.
No.
It's just too much. It's really too much. It's not fun anymore. If you want to do it all the time, all the hours.
Yeah, I don't know how someone can sit in front of a screen for 6 hours, 8 hours, and just trade stocks. It's kind of unstimulating. Yeah, exactly. Make some money and enjoy your life. It's the other thing too is if you're trading, if you do end up thinking you could be a full-time trader, it adds a whole extra level of stress to your trading that putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be profitable all the time every day, which you're not going to be. So you've got to have a pretty good cushion. And to be honest, these markets have been pretty easy to make money in. It's not always going to be like this, even though the party doesn't seem like it's ever going to end right now. So you see, Jeet, that's the way. Sometimes you just don't have a good day. My day wasn't particularly good, but for a lot of other people, it was pretty good. So just depends on what stocks you choose to trade. And
Oh, for the Thailand, I think we want to have a retreat in Thailand, probably November or December. So I'm looking for someone who is in Thailand or has really good connections to book some luxury villas and stuff. A couple of people already emailed me, but if you have very good connections to help us book a couple of really nice places for November, December, just email me, Andrew at
IAKT, Make Therapeutics up 22% at the highs, 28.58 now. That's in the November Kilo Tango.
to get into a trade, you usually just use a market order. Because if a stock's moving, if it's stocks, unless you have a specific entry price, you can always use a limit order. But if I see a stock I want to get into, it's usually a market order. Usually don't have time to enter a limit order. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with MU.
Hmm. Yeah, MU is gapping up today. The semis are super strong, but that's sold up, huh?
Really sold up.
Yeah, semis were pretty strong. It was on a tear, like it was
Oh, I
running a
think.
Tesla's
Okay,
garbage,
so
Nvidia's
there's
garbage, AMD didn't do
yeah,
anything. SMC,
Goldman downgraded one of its peers, SK Hynix. So maybe it's trading in sympathy with this other stock.
so NVIDIA, 4.1 trillion, Microsoft 3.75, Apple 3 trillion. Apple really lost it as the biggest company, huh? Apple is that.
Yeah,
You can have the market caps and trading terminal, on the homepage. Really lost it. So NVIDIA is 4.1, Microsoft 3.7, Apple 3.1. Yeah, really, really lost it. Tesla just hit 1 trillion again.
Tesla's a terrible trader today.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Really choppy. I mean, it did kind of do a double bottom there around 10, but it had that nice pop. Qs are breaking out, new high.
Qs are going. IWM is also strong, 1%. Bonds, TLTs moving up as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why the market is selling, the bond market is selling off if Jay Powell is getting fired. Isn't if he's getting fired, the new person that comes probably more hawk
I think
dovish?
I think there's some the concern is that the Fed will, if he gets fired, they'll lose its independence, which people get quite concerned about.
They have to change
When you
the
look
dual
at other
mandate of
crowd,
the Federal Reserve. I think even
yeah.
I was
But when you
watching an
look at other,
interview with Mike Pence. Mike Pence also doesn't like Trump policy, but he was saying that the dual mandate of Federal Reserve, has issues, like because it doesn't consider the debt crisis that US has. If they lower the rates and no inflation, then the debt payment would be significantly lower. So maybe Congress changed the mandate of Federal Reserve.
well, what is the mandate's employment and inflation, right?
Price stability and maximum employment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Bessent also doesn't like Federal Reserve at all, Treasury Secretary. He was saying that there is no inflationary forces. And well, we'll see. So far, market has been really volatile. That's great. Any question, guys? We have
Well,
some time. We fixed the politics and Federal Reserve. Is there any other thing we want to fix?
market's at all-time high. The inflation's still above 2%. Economy
Points.
seems to be good. Retail sales were good this morning.
Yeah.
Americans
The
are still spending lots of money.
spending good money, like American consumer spending
Yeah.
is currently very, very, very strong. Uh, so the question in the YouTube was, how do you increase your share size? So in reality, increasing the share size, if you think on percentage and R, shouldn't really make a huge difference in your life. So if you journal and if you continue and build your trade book based on R, the risk that you're taking or risk adjusted return, the size really doesn't matter. What happens is you start becoming psychologically attached to the big numbers, and that's very hard. And it comes with experience. Like I used to, the people who were following me back in 2016, 17, I used to make $50, $100 a day. And then my account slowly grew up, especially after pandemic. And when the positions are big, I start making really bad decisions, as you all saw. So you have to build this mind muscle over time when you are starting. Like when you go to the gym, you start doing weight training, you start small and you build the muscles and resistance. You crack the muscles, and then when they repair stronger. That's the whole point of resistance trading. So in your trading as well, you come with a small share size, you make money, you lose a small. When you recover from that a small loss, you build a better mental strength. So you go over time. There's no way that this is a big problem because a lot of our traders in our community are very well capitalized. They have 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, millions of dollars. I know traders that they have accounts of, a few $1 million. So very dangerous when you start trading and you see my trading style or other trading style and you think you should take that kind of position. It's very, very, very dangerous. You have to trade small, even separate your accounts. Like even I myself, after the loss that I had on Liberation Day, I thought that maybe I should give this money to professionals, give them to my bank and say, hey, guys, you guys manage his portfolio, because I stopped. I was afraid that I'm not trusting myself with a $10 million account. Like you can get wiped out with the way of these leverage products and stuff. So yeah, that's very important to slowly build up that mental. Again, look at it as a gym resistant trading. You don't become Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight, but over time, you damage the muscles. When the muscle repairs, it gets stronger. So that, depending on where you are in the planet, US, what I do, I have Interactive Brokers an account, and they give me a statements, P&L and everything. I give them to my accountants. I'm incorporated, so trading is my business activity. So losses are business loss, gains are business gains, and it taxes in the different tier that I have. Like in British Columbia, the tax is 11% for the first $500,000, and then it goes up significantly after that. Sorry, guys.
Well, you can use market internals. You can use the market internals like 52-week highs, 52-week lows, those kinds of numbers. Stocks trading above their 200-day percentage, advancing, declining for, like the dailies. But, look at the market internals now, new highs today, 87% almost compared to 13 new lows percent. Stocks trading above the 200 SMA, 61% versus 39. So it's pretty bullish market internals.
All right, so I think, guys, I'm gonna give it to hand it over to Thor. I gotta leave because I have to go downstairs.
Yeah,
That was great trading day,
sure.
guys. Thanks for everybody. Remember that, guys. We have Thor. Sorry, Avi is doing a webinar for Trading Terminal at 12 p.m. And Avi is also going to the webinar room right now for zero DT options based on Avianci levels. So if you want to learn from that, you can go over there. And Thor is coming in YouTube, and we have Paris and Gary. Two of our best traders are coming into the chat room. If you're on YouTube, guys, you can come, sign up for chat room. We also have the intro level, very cheap price. You can come and check it out. And other than that, thank you. I gotta go now. All the best, guys.
No. Yeah, no, I don't use put call ratios necessarily, although that's one indicator for sure.
Hey, what's up, Brian? Can you hear me?
And here comes our man Thor in Florida.
How are you doing, my friend?
Doing okay. Could have had a better day. I wish I'd have had a better day. This was looking at some of the other trades. I really was focused on the wrong stocks today. So, but it happens.
Yeah,
So,
I
how
mean,
was
we
your
all
day?
have those days for sure, especially when, for me, I have that every now and again where it just seems like I'm just kind of always looking the wrong direction, like everything's moving without me. T Today wasn't too
Yeah.
bad for me. I was fortunate in the which I'm getting you logged into YouTube now, so I can see what everyone's saying and what they're up to. So, but I got a really nice short on crude earlier today.
Nice.
I'm getting a feedback. Hold on, let me close the chat room. I think that's what's going on. That's what it is. I can hear Paris. I kept hearing like this voice in the
It's the wrong
background, Brian.
horse. Exactly.
I was like, I was like, I really hope this isn't me. Okay.
All right. Yeah, Qs are making new high today, right now. Still got the buying brigade here, pushing the
All right,
market
there we
higher.
go. Hey, Sab Rider, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. All right, I am working now. I got it up and running. So yeah, man. So I got a nice short on crude today. So we had a nice call and got a lovely short on that one. And then I took a trade, two trades on Amazon. My first one didn't work, but my second one did. So my first attempt was a little early, so I got stopped out, but then it did this beautiful offer. So I reshorted at R3 and hit my target on that one. So that one worked really, really well. So happy overall. So yeah, and now we're buying. So hello, everybody out there in YouTube landia. It is good to see everybody. Thumbs up, likes for Andrew and for Brian. Thank you so much for taking us from the open all the way till now. As y'all have all kind of noticed, before we get too deep into the segment, I actually wanted to talk a little bit to everybody that's here right now. I have noticed as I've been going through the channel's analytics, other than Wednesdays, apparently doing well there. As we go through the channel's analytics, I know many of you are getting back into work and doing things like that, but I noticed we carry pretty well to about 11:10 or so. And then things just kind of start to taper off. But basically right at the open, like right at 9:30, we're kind of at peak, right? And then we kind of just steadily taper off all the way to the end of my segment. So we basically spend like 1 hour ramping and then 1 hour tapering off. So before we start to taper off anymore, before y'all go anywhere else, I wanted to take a few minutes and actually talk to you a little bit today about what kind of content you would like to see from this 11 to 12 segment, in order to keep you interested and keep you coming back for more, because I want to be able to get more guests on. Like right now, I'm talking with quite a few guests. Obviously, we have Dr. V every Wednesdays right now. I think Lenny may come on next Tuesday. I got Nathan coming in on Friday. I'm trying to bring more people in, right? But in order to get more people, like, I want to get some guys from Spot Gamma I'm talking to right now to come and talk to you. I've got emails out to like people like Anna Cooling and stuff like this. I'm trying to figure out how to get people, but I need numbers, right, in order to do that. And I don't want y'all, and y'all are tapering off on me. So I'm trying to figure out. Yep, I actually have someone who I'm trying to bring on, a buddy of mine who is a what you would guys call, he's a big money guy at Royal Bank of Canada. I'm also going to try and bring on one of my friends that he's the VP of sales at Velocity Brokers, who also used to be a market maker. So I've got lots of stuff, but it's hard for me to, I need y'all to engage. I need you to share. I need to keep this going out here because if I don't have the numbers, right, then it doesn't incentivize them to come in. Like, so I appreciate you. So that's all good. But yeah, whatever y'all, well, use them. I think that is I think that's true, right? I think most people get done trading and then they're done, right? So I want to know, what's the kind of kind of content. Obviously, our Wednesdays are very psychology focused, and I think that's working and working well, right? But then on the flip side of that, right, we don't have that. So, someone from IB. Oh, I think that's a really cool one. Okay, so let's get into this then. So you know, as we often talk about, right? You know, all of my sessions are Q&A sessions, right? So we can always do that. I just wanted to make sure we did that. So let's go. All right. So first off, I'm going to hit a couple of questions I just saw fly in, right? One is from Basics. Do you use TradingView or DOS Trader Pro? Yes, I use both. Right. So this trade here was taken in DOS Trader Pro, while my crude trade on futures was taken in TradingView. Right. So I actually use both platforms. My personal account is an Interactive Brokers account, and that is the account I used for this Amazon trade. Right. So now to talk about how I got my target on Amazon, I actually used a fixed risk hotkey that's available in DOS Trader Pro. Now, when we're talking about platforms, right, a big important part of the platform you choose actually comes to your personality and what kind of trading you're looking to do, right? So I don't really need the speed of DOS Trader Pro because I'm a day trader, more specifically a range trader, right? So as you can see here, right, I went short all the way up here, and my target was a 4-to-1 profit target all the way down here. Right, I took advantage of fairly decent move of the ATR today, right? So one in, one out. Boom, done. Yeah, you can absolutely do bracket orders in TradingView, right? So my first attempt was a short, and my stop got run, and I actually lost my first trade. I was in a little early, right? But I really liked the VPA and how we were offering here. But we went up and cleared this 224 order, which I didn't think we were going to buy it. I thought we were going to cough under it and reject. Instead, we bought it, and then I wasn't fooled. And this time we were in a very precise touch of R3, which made it even better. So two yellow lines. One's the CP, one is VPOC, the volume point of control, and it's dynamic. It just shows the highest number of trades, or you know, where the largest number of shares have been transacted at any given price level. So like if we go short here, I would target 222.80 because that must be where the large block is at, because that's our value area, right? Maybe. So anyway, so we got a nice one. So now when I'm calculating my risk, this is basically what I do, but I use a fixed risk hotkey. So when I go short here, this is my level in which I'm going short of, and my 4-to-1 target is going to be right around there. Right? So I know if that's the case, if that's my 4-to-1 target, then I need to enter somewhere right within this higher area right here. If not, my stop, if you double that, right, my stop, which I like to run up here, will be too wide, right, in order for me to reasonably get to a good target. So for me, what I did here is when this is why this one is stopped, because I always put my stop above the high. I never put my stops inside the high, right? So we stopped and we took me out here. We went up, consolidated, set a new premium, came back down, and I went short again, sticking. This time I actually ran my stop all the way above there. So it still made a 4-to-1 quite easy to get to. Actually, no, I ran it right here. So yeah, but I'm not here after the bell, rhinos. Right? So I'm not going to be here after the bell. Right? So I'm going to give you my recaps here because someone asked me specifically about how I managed risk on this trade. Right? So, but if you have a specific trade that you would like to, you know, to talk to me about, like if you want to say, hey, can you look at this trade right now for me? Then that's great. But I've already taken my trades today. Right? I hit one full target on crude, and I hit a full target on Amazon after taking a loss on Amazon. I've got no more trades to take, right? But I can't take live trades. Now, if I hadn't had trades or I was still looking at trades, like 2 days ago, I got filled on a live trade while we were in the middle, or actually yesterday, I got filled on a live trade on MES while we were in the middle of talking, right? So there are times when I will be in trades, but not necessarily. But yeah, I don't, you know, I do think, you know, but if you want to, if people in here ask, take live trades in sim. No. I won't do that. And I would love to. However, I assure you, if I start taking live trades on sim on a regular basis, I will have an article run on me by some furu somewhere saying, "Look at how he trades live in sim." And then I'm like, "There's no way I'm doing that." Plus, I don't trade in sim. If I'm putting money in, that's like playing basketball. When you're a pro basketball player, it's like playing for free. Like I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But I mean, again, I will help you with your trades, right? That's why I'm here. I want to teach you how to trade, right? Not be a scanner service for you, right? Anybody here know the old country adage, right? Teaching fishing for somebody versus teaching someone how to fish, right? I don't want to fish for you. I want to teach you how to fish, right? So there's zero value in you learning and just hitting it off of that way. So that would be nice, actually, Ben. Let's see here. How do you get your settings into my trading view? Camaria pivot plays. So you say need someone that takes trades during this time like Paris or Avi, but Avi doesn't really take trades during this time, right? Avi trades almost exactly the same way I do, right? He takes trades when there's trades, right? I do have trades during this time, right? Like I could go short crude right now. I'm on a setup right now. I've just already made money today. So I would rather show you the example of having made money. But right, there's a chance that, if Avi was in here, Avi also likely completed his trades by now, right? So Paris trades a lot more aggressively, but the numbers didn't really support that that's what you guys were into. Let's just say, right? So when we kind of went through to see what everyone was looking for, the numbers did not support that y'all were looking for live trading during this hour. So yeah. There's many days, exactly, Nathan. Many days, obviously not even trading. So let's see here. I only have one R3. I have them both on the DOS chart because DOS can't auto switch them. The only R3 I'm using is I have a calculation method that chooses which R3 to go off of. Let's see. I was trying to look. I missed one. How do you manage to stop trading after you hit your targets? So, Franco, I really want to talk about this. And then I'll show you guys how to set up my indicator. Okay. PLTR. PLTR just called. But it's calling as higher, wider range. I don't like PLTR for a short. Hold on, let me look at it first, but I don't think I like it for a short. Okay, now, yeah, no. I wouldn't say PLTR for a short. So why? Couple of reasons why. Number one, IBR. We actually broke our top side IBR. So it is statistically more likely that we will close on this side of the chart rather than run all the way across it. It is possible, but that's a statistical knock. Number two, our book is actually quite bullish, and we have an imbalance of buying right now. So our CVD is green, and we have a lot of green dots, and we have a relatively strong-looking order book. So for me, this ticker is still a long. Also, if I look at the VPA, here's a little fun pro tip. When I look at VPA, what I do is use like an average line and just draw like right through the middle of your volume areas like that. And then anytime you see a larger candle, what kind of candle is it? Right? So the only larger red candle that we've had recently was at the bottom of the chart, and it did not result in selling. Right? After that, every large candle has been a big green candle. Right? Has been big green buying, has been buying volume. So for me, this actually looks like we're in an advance right now, right? An advance to the top side. So for me, this is not a short, this is a long. Does that see how that works? See? So risk management significantly easier when you're picking the correct direction. Okay, so this is a really nice example of how you can use the order book and VPA in order to get a directional bias, right? So back to these things right here. So someone asked, right, how can you stop trading? Initial balance range, challenge trader. I can talk more about that in a few minutes if you'd like. So this is the 5 major emotions. All right, we were talking about, Wajdi, it isn't a long range, but it's a buy right now, right? The range doesn't have anything to do with whether it goes up or down or not. It's just where we look for it, right? So these are the 5 major emotions. Like someone asked me earlier today in Peak, when do you go live? And my answer was when you have a strategy that is tested and working, and when you have control of these 5 emotions while you're trading. At no point in time when you're trading should you ever feel any of these emotions, right? You don't want, the most dangerous of these 2, obviously, are the bookends, right? No more of an emotion out there has killed traders, right, than the emotion of hope and the emotion of euphoria. Right? So all of my major account blowups that I've ever had were when I was winning first. Anybody here go from green to red? Give me a hand if you've gone from green to red. Anyone? Come on. Be honest. Green to red. You won your first trade, and then you spent the rest of the day giving all your money back. So how often, keep the hands coming, how often, if you would have just stopped on that first trade, would you have been green? And how often, whenever your trades are over 3 or 4 trades, are you actually just always red? Right? Anytime I have multiple trades like that, I'm almost always red. Right? Amber, I think, actually throws it out there nice. Who hasn't? We've all done it, right? This is the killer. This is why. So let me tell you about a story. Hopefully I won't trigger anybody. This is the story of my account blow up. Right? Really, really nasty day. I was on a CMEG account. I had around 5 grand in there. Margin. And was getting my trade on. I'd gone live. Right, Alex? Already triggered. I'd gone live. Right? And I had an idea of a system. I had been profitable and consistent, but I hadn't taken the time to address any of the emotional issues, right? We need a blanket, we need some popcorn, right? So I went long, I went into this position, right? And I got into a trade. I got in with good risk. Amazon looking like it's a short again. I got into this really great trade, right? And that trade won. It was so amazing. It felt so good. I had only been live for like a couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks, and it just felt amazing. And I had this moment of just pure euphoria. Yes, I've made it. I've done it. I remember this day so well. It's sad. Euphoria. This is why I stopped trading after one went. Ooh, that was a lot of volume. Stand by, switching gears. One moment. We'll come back to this. Did you see the volume that hit Amazon right there? Dang. Right off of R3. Again. God, I love these cams. Let's see what that did to the... Are we starting to sell at all? That was just Amazon that got hit like that? Dang. I just happen to have Amazon up on the corner of my screen and it just went whap. All right. Anyway, okay. So far, it doesn't look like anything too interesting. All right. So back to story time. Story time, right? You ever see that TikTok? Anyway, I won this beautiful trade, right? It might be, could be, futures. So I'm sitting there in this beautiful state of euphoria. And then I decided to, you know what? I'm going to take one more trade. Right? It was a really good move. I made profit really good. Right? Okay, let's do this. I took and I was at I actually had a good trade that. Also, let's say I was at 4R. Right? I took the next trade and I lost an R. Right? That brought on this guy. Anxiety. Right? So first I'm like, oh, okay. Down an R now, 3R. Maybe I should quit for the day, but I mean, I'm still up on the day. I'm feeling really good. I'm kind of like not happy, right, that I gave that away, but I'm not really like I'm not like really like regretful yet, but I'm not happy. Maybe a little anxiety. So, you know what? I'm going to take another trade. I got to get this R back. Exactly, Alex. And then I lose that trade. Right? So I'm just talking about how I blew up my account, Throne. And in this time, maybe, probably. Right? So now I lose this trade. Right? Losing this trade pushes me into another place. And this is a very, very dangerous place. Right? Urgency. Urgency is a very dangerous. Anybody in here right now on a deadline that they have to learn how to trade by before they need to go back to a real job? How's that urgency working for you? Not good, right? Not good, right? CMEG account, offshore broker, right? It's not good, is it? Right? Because now you're feeling a sense of urgency, but you have no idea where the end of that tunnel is. Right? That sense of urgency will create an amygdala hijack. Right? At this point, going from euphoria to going to anxiety to going to urgency will start to push you back into the wrong side of parts of your brain. Right? At this point, your emotions are going to be way too high. And then you're going to trade again. Right? Because you got to get this money back, right? You're at profit. You need the profit. You got to be a trader. You got to start trading, right? I got to trade to make trades. I got to do this. I'm still positive on the day, right? I'm still green. Why didn't I just stop trading? My first trade was a winning trade. I could have just been done today. I could have just gotten out of my chair. I could have went for a jog. I could have hung out with the kids. I could have done something, but why? Why is it that I keep doing this to myself? Why didn't I just stop? But now you have regret, right? Now you have regrets, right? And now that you have regrets and you're just near basically at break even, what do you think are the chances you're going to stop? No, you're going to push in the final and by far the most dangerous of all, hope. Hope is one of the most powerful movers in the universe, right? Nothing can conquer hope, right? Success doesn't conquer hope. Failure doesn't conquer hope. Hope is a bottomless well in either direction, right? If you're coming into your trading day and you're sitting down at your desk and you're saying, man, I really hope I do well today, good luck, right? There shouldn't be a hope. You should never regret, right? You should never feel urgency. Because of that, anxiety should stay far away. And when you win, because it is a system and it is just a means for making money, you really shouldn't get too euphoric, right? At all times, you want to be in mastery of these particular emotions, meditation, centering, emotional intelligence, right? Being aware of how slippery this slope is, right? Because this is what happened to me when I blew up my first account, right? I kept trading. Now I have a max loss. I ran the max loss. I bag held because I hoped that maybe just like last time I bag held, this time it would also save me, but that time it didn't. And my first account became gone, right? So this is when I started making real hard rules that I had to commit to and follow, right? When I win my first trade, I give myself one more trade and I will not take another trade if that trade loses, period, 50-50, right? Why? Because my first trade is going to always create a little bit of euphoria. And if I lose that second one, I'm always going to get a little anxiety, right? There's just no way to avoid those things. So we need awareness, right? We need emotional intelligence, right? We need to be centered. We need to read our gut, read our heart, and trade when you want to. Because of course I get an adrenaline spike, Tim. If you were watching yesterday while we were on with Dr. V, I actually hit a target while we were in the middle of the show. I went, woo! I went like this and put my heads up and I went, yeah, I hit a target, right? And I went like that and then I went, okay, target hit, locking my keyboard. That was my trade for the day. I'm not taking any more trades here. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I took it, put my thing off the screen, and got refocused back into the show we were doing, right? Because of course I got euphoric. I just made money, right? I'd been waiting all day for that trade, and I took that trade just the way I wanted to take it. So of course it felt good, but feeling good is a dangerous place, right? It's a dangerous place to be, right? One of the things I've noticed in traders that tend to do really, really well in trading, what do you think after this whole key conversation I had before we kind of roll forward, right? What do you think I'm going to say is likely the key component to being a successful and consistently profitable trader? I am teaching you how to teach you how to become consistently profitable. This is the most important part. Becoming consistently profitable has nothing to do with touching your keyboard. I'm going to teach you the real stuff, right? It's about you. Right? So the person who's going to succeed is the person who carries emotional intelligence. Right? People who are level, exactly. I was just going to say it. Merzad, people who are level-headed. People who can control themselves under pressure and they don't have strong emotional reactions to stressful inputs, right? I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign. You think that might have something to maybe do a little bit with my trading style, right? I'm cool. I'm calculated under pressure. I'm extremely disciplined, right? These are things that are a natural part of my personality, right? Anyone who's one of my friends, you know, I've got a few of them in here. Anyone who's one of my friends know that I'm one of the most consistent people. I show up. I don't cancel. I rarely cancel appointments. You know, I mean, these are just all things that just fit into my daily and how I trade, right? This is not the same for all of you, right? This is why it's important to be aware, right? To really stay focused on that, because currently it is not a short. It may be a short soon, but right now it's not a short. It's too high. It's above R4, never short from above the fours. Let it sell under and reoffer the four. If it does, maybe. But right now, a lot of buying. Order book still a little too balanced for a good short. But that could change soon. I do like the volume, and I do like the struggled reoffer. So it does look like a short. It's just a little. It looks like it could be a short. It just looks like it's a little out of position. Amazon was a call. Amazon got called out by my pivot play system. Right, where was it at? I forget. It was down here somewhere. Right here. So you can see here, it called, and then I went short here. So so this right here is my pivot system. So if you there's a link up there. This is my book, A Complete Day Trading System. It completely outlines my entire process that I go through. That entire process has, for the most part, been coded into TV here, right? So all you have to do if you want it is just add the Camarilla pivot plays in TV and then set it to Thor mode. Right? Setting it to Thor mode will automatically give you my settings that I utilize, right? And anytime I update my settings or make changes, you will get a refresh icon on your cams that you can load, and it'll go through, right? So so that's how you load Thor mode. Now, if you want to set it to alert, you just go up to the watch list. You just go to the alerts, create an alert. Let me get rid of you. Let me get rid of you. And here, all you do is set it to your watch list, Camarilla pivot plays, and any alert function. Set it to whatever chart you feel for faster or slower calls, and boom, you're up and running. That's it. The programming, the alerts themselves have already been coded into the program. So you don't have to pick and choose which one. It calls the right ones when they're in the right places. All you have to do is evaluate the volume and make sure it looks like it's actually a buy or a sell, right? Because my program can't tell you if it's an actual buy or an actual sell, right? You actually have to figure that out, right? So haha, Leo, all fire. So, but that's something you got to be aware of, right? So I don't know if anybody like believes in this kind of stuff or not. I do, for the record, because I have so many friends, but you would be so surprised at how often their personalities actually line up with these things, if not all the time, right? So, but you need to be aware of this, right? If you do find that you have a personality that has that fiery component to it, you have to understand that the market, you know, has, you know, the market is like a lure on jig fishing, right? The market loves to wiggle the price right in front of you to get you to do stuff and then yank away, right? So if you're, you know, if you can get goaded fairly easily, you know, or if you're excitable, the market loves to mess around with that. And you also might find certain, like you might be better at scalping, for instance, right? Or may want to focus more on scalping strategies that allow you to get in and get out quickly, right? But it's really, really important not to overlay those, right? Where a lot of traders go wrong is they try and blend styles, and blending styles in a way that contradicts the two styles, right? So for instance, my style is a range style, right? So it's slower, it's much wider stops, smaller shares, significantly longer targets, right? So I sit in trades for a very long time, you know, an hour, 2 hours, right? And then I run almost the entire ATR in my positions, right? I'm more like a swing trader than a scalper. We both day trade, right? I technically day trade, but we're both day trading, right? I just do it on a significantly longer term, right? So like for instance, even this morning, like my crude trade that I took, right? I ran almost the entire day's ATR from top to bottom on this trade, right? The whole range, R3 to S3, no partials, no ads, right? Just in, just out, because that's what I do, right? Same thing with my Amazon trade, right? When I took Amazon, right? My first attempt was a little out of premium, so I took a stop, I got back in, and I hit my target. But in both instances, went from the high all the way to the low, basically, right? Of the current day so far, right? I'm always going to get a vast majority. People have been here. People have been in this community with me since 2018. People have seen me do this for 6 years, 7 years. I'm doing this all the time, right? I've been going for large targets like this for maybe 2 years, 2.5 years without taking profits now or partials, right? So this just really works. If you struggle with discipline in trading, ask yourself, are you disciplined outside of trading? For example, do you exercise regularly? So tumbleweed, I love that comment, right? So hold on. Have you seen what I looked like when I first started trading? I don't know if you'll be able to see it through here. Right? So I'm talking about what, I'm talking about what Tumbleweed's saying here. So when I became a trader, right, nobody told me I was gonna have to become like a better person. Right? But what you can see is as I improved in trading, it wasn't good enough just to improve in trading, right? All of the aspects of my life had to line up. Trading is a spiritual experience, right? Trading reveals your best part of you and your worst part of you and pits them against each other, right? And it's really, really difficult, right? So at that point, I was probably around 280 to 290 pounds, right? As of this morning, when I weighed in this morning, because I weigh in on Thursdays, right? When I started weighing in on because I weigh in on Thursdays, right? I was at 178 pounds. Right? And that's including, according to my latest scan, I've actually put on about 4 or 5 pounds worth of muscle. Right? So I run at least a 5K 3 times a week. Right? As well as I practice and have been practicing for 4 years now, intermittent fasting. Right? So I don't eat early, right? And I don't eat late. Right? So and then and these are the things. But because of this is where I had to start. I couldn't just show up here every day, right? And demand that I respect myself and my rules while I'm sitting at a computer, but then I wouldn't respect myself and my rules when it came to my own real life, right? Confidence, right? What is confidence? You never know what's going to happen in life, right? So what is confidence? Confidence isn't knowing what will happen. Confidence is knowing what you will do based upon what could happen, right? So, you know what I'm saying? These are the kind of things. So by structuring your life, by becoming dependable, right? By focusing and doing stuff like that, not only can you improve your trading and your trading acumen, but you can go from being like that to being like that, right? So you can actually put in the work. And I'm a 44-year-old dude. You know what I mean? You don't got to be 20 years old to start this stuff or get into it. You just got to get focused and commit. But your trading, right? But your trading is going to take that same path, right? It's not just going to be good enough for you just to like make up a thing of rules and slap it into a notebook. It's a lifestyle change, right? It's making you, you know, it's making yourself a better person. It's a holistic experience, right? It's spiritual. You know what I mean? Trading will literally reveal who you can be, right? And but you're gonna have a battle there, right? And I think that's what really separates, you know, it's an epic. You know what I mean? It's an epic. And you know, if anyone knows like old mythology and like Greek stuff, right? It's an epic journey, right? It's gonna be a trial. It's gonna be a you know an effort against you and yourself, going against your own trials in order to wade through this tunnel. You know, I think Dr. V said it yesterday, that this tunnel of pain, right? That you're gonna have to wade through this tunnel in order to get to where you need to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, like an Odyssey throne, exactly. So, but be prepared for that as you're coming into this, right? It is day trading. That is true. So, okay. So on the NQ right now, right? Just to give you guys a little bit of a thing. The NQ is very strong right now, right? We have broken above our IB high, and we are about to capture. I believe this will be an all-time high break again here pretty shortly. I think our all-time high is sitting just above here on NQ. So keep an eye on it. If we're gonna sell, it should be from somewhere right here, but we are buying right now. So if you, I would not be long right now, but we are. I mean, we have been buying very aggressively for quite a while. So this is a great spot to look for selling. But we have not started selling yet. If it looks like we're selling, I'll let you guys know if I see generalized selling. Okay. Running shoes was a question. They are by Nike, and they are called, crap. Hold on. This bothers me. All right. Sorry about that. I had to go get them because it was bothering me because I didn't want to know yet. The ones that I use are Nikes. They're pretty worn now. It's actually, I'm about ready for a new pair. And they're Zoom X's. I really like them a lot, but you can see they're getting pretty beat up. I've only had them for maybe about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. But like I said, I mean, I think last week I ran like 2 10Ks and 1 5K. So I put a bit of asphalt on them. I like New Balance is good. I run out of them too quickly. Trader, anytime I get New Balances, they only last for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks on me. All right, let's go back up here. Pegasuses are nice. I used to have a pair of Pegasus. I agree, Melanie, about the so I think part of the reason with the Brooks, I think is my foot size, David. Trading view, go Camarilla settings, and it's under Thor. I go with the Nikes. I just think they do a little bit better for me. Anytime I get the Brooks ones, they just don't seem to like fit the side of my feet really, really well. So I'm a little tall for running. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's talk about Top Shop while I go over the IBR. Yes, Charu. All right, so here's the IBR stat. So this box right here is our IBR. If you happen to have edgeful stats, you can actually add the IBR tool, which will automatically draw your IBR for you. Right? So on shop here, so what is the IBR stat? Let's start there. Oh man, this is going to be a great example. Okay. So your IBR is your 1 hour high and your 1 hour low, right? So if you open the low of the session, or sorry, the low of the day and the high of the day creates your IBR. Oh, you're taller than me though, buddy. I'm only 6'2", so you got me beat. But I have a 13 and a half wide though. So I'm, I have big people feet. So the IBR is your 1 hour high and your 1 hour low, right? So generically, and this tends to be the same. Oh, this was supposed to be shop. It put in Build-A-Bear. It's okay. It'll be the same stat, right? Nice, Ab. Nice. I was hoping it was Buffalo Wild Wings. That would have been a better one. So all right, much better. So your IB, right, or your IBR is right here. So what happens is after you open, right, you will get a high of day and a low of day of that 60-minute time period, right? And that creates your IBR, which is your initial balance range, right? From here to there, right? So on the vast majority of tickers, but especially on shop, what you can see is your IBR. So again, it's that high and that low. So if you go up and create the high, create the low, and then you go up and break the high, that is an IBR break. And that's a single break. If it breaks here and then comes back down and goes back up, that's still a single break. But if it comes down and goes all the way down and goes through the bottom, that becomes a double break, right? And then once it has it's either a single, a double, or no break at all. No break at all would mean it went here, it went there, and it just stayed inside. It never broke either side of it, right? So as you can tell with shop, what is a glaring statistic here on shop that I think is really, really important? And it's really more important than the break stat. If you were thinking about reversing shop, what do you think that gives you an idea of if you wanted to reverse shop here? What do you think? Do you think reversing shop for a long move is a good idea based upon this stat. I like to turn it the other direction and just see if this makes it feel a little bit better. There's a 10% chance it'll double break. There's a 90% chance that once it has single broken, it will not double break. How's that sound? A little better? A little better, right? So you can see here, Yusum, have a good one, buddy. So now if you're looking at it that way, right? Here's our IBR. So this explodes one of the most common misconceptions in all of retail day trading. How many of you right now that are looking for a continuation play is looking for that continuation play within the first hour? Hands up. How many people, if you're looking for a continuation play, are looking for a continuation play in the first hour? So after the first, or hand up. So if you're in the first hour, you're generically looking for a continuation play. All right. How many of us are looking for so what about after the first hour? How many people are looking for reversals after the first hour? Give me a thumbs up of some sort if it's a reversal after the first hour. So the IBR stat on 8 out of 10 tickers, maybe 10 out of 10 tickers, would actually suggest, as Shop is showing you right now, that the vast majority of reversals happen early, not late. The vast majority of later plays are continuations, and you will rarely ever get a reversal that is long and lasting if you take that reversal after 10:30. We don't like this stat, do we? Right? Now, remember, we're also including longs off of sells here, Ben. Right? So I agree that we can get nice movements on the reversals, but again, statistically, the vast majority of the productive reversals will set up within the first hour. For after that, it's reversals that don't break high of day after the first hour. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that? Well, if we haven't broken the high of day and we haven't broken IBR high, right, then we can still go break the IBR low after 10:30. That allows us to stay in the statistical variance. So pattern traders, what's that mean? What type of reversal are you going to look for if it's taken after 10:30? Are you going to look for a double top that has like a mountain pass, it has a lower second hump, or are you going to look for a head and shoulders that breaches high of day after 10:30? You're going to want the double top or the mountain pass, right? Because the mountain pass allows you to take the reversal and still hold true to the statistics. And not only that, right, you start running into another fun statistic, right? So for instance, let's pull up something like maybe an AMD. Let's say it doesn't breach the top and you're moving towards the low. What are the chances that AMD will not break? Only 10% of the time will AMD not break its IBR. But once it's broken its IBR, it only double breaks around an opposite amount in the direction, right? So this is why AMD, if it breaks its IBR, you hold. AMD. Right? If AMD creates its 1 hour high, it's 1 hour low, and you're in a good position and it breaks one direction or another, you hold that stinking position. Because AMD single breaks 8 out of 10 times. Right? It double breaks only about 1 out of every 10 times, and it no breaks only 1 out of every 10 times. Right? So this particular ticker, if you are in a short off of R3 in a higher, wider range and you break S3, you keep holding this ticker. Right? Because this ticker likely keeps on selling or just chops the downside of the range. Either way, you can hang on to it until you hit a target. Right? Hit your target, get done. Right? So it works very, very well. Right? So let me show you here. I'll pull up AMD. AMD broke its IBR low right here. So based upon the information I just gave you, would you take that reversal on AMD, yes or no? Thor mode works on all instruments. Stocks, futures, ETFs, coins, Forex, whatever you can get it into, it'll work. Would you take that trade, AMDers? Would you take that trade based upon the stats that I just gave you right now? Would you go long right there? I wouldn't, unless you're a scalper, right? If you can read some price action there and you can scalp that, I guess. But again, why get stuck in the stairs? Why not wait and take the elevator, right? But if you had sold from right here at the open, should you hold? Yes, you should, right? Because look, if this is high of day, so here's some more stats, right, to help you hold. I want you to hold these positions. Here's your ATR low, right? Which means in order for this ticker to fulfill its ATR, it either needs to go up here or go down here. If you are a betting man, which, based upon the stats we've talked about, which one of those are you aiming at right now? Are you aiming towards S4 or are you aiming towards R4 right now? S4. That's right. But see what I mean? Now, I bet before we had this conversation, how many of you, if you had saw this price action, would have been looking for a bounce right there on AMD? Give me hands. If I've changed the way you look at AMD and the way the way you've done continuation plays, give me a sign on that one. Does that not completely change just statistically the way you look at this? See? Doesn't matter about the higher and the narrow, right? It's not at S3, right? But I wouldn't long S3 on this day. It didn't have the proper sweep location. It opened at R3, right? If I was going to long S3, it would have been on a higher, wider range where we open inside the CPR, right? So this doesn't fit that, right? This also doesn't fit with longing because of the IBR bust to the downside, right? So I'm glad to see that really helped out, but these are the kind of things you want to be looking at, right? These are the things you want to really kind of be focused on, right? So that you can understand the market is computer-based, it's algorithmic, it is statistical. And if you can start looking at things like this, you can start getting yourself into higher probability scenarios, right? Is it going to work all the time? Of course not. But if it works 9 out of 10, I think you're going to be okay. Right? If it works 7 to 8 out of 10, right, I think we're going to be okay, right? Because we're not looking for the outliers, right? When you're putting together a trading system, right, you are looking for rules, not exceptions, knowing that the exceptions will and often occur, right? You're just looking for the rule, right, that you can focus on that happens the majority of the time. right? Nothing works all the time. This is why you got to be okay with losing, and you have to be humble, and you just have to be able to go through it. I'm a big old bear. I'm not even biased to reversals. I just like going short, Pedro, all the time. I love going short, right? So, but what are we going to do? That's why I have a system, because there are times I got to go long and the system tells me when to do it, right? All right, everybody, it's noon. I got to go. I hope everybody had a great trading session with me. I will see you all on tomorrow. Don't forget to don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget, Bear Bull Traders, Diamond is back for a limited time. I hope you all have a great rest of your trading day. See you all on tomorrow. Much love and keep it green.